Hello and welcome to the Games Done Quick Hotfix and to Out of the Box. Tonight we have a game for you that is a very storied series in which you've probably, if you are here watching with us this evening, seen a lot of YouTube videos on all of the theory crafting that goes into making a perfect run and building your ideal team. But did you know you can actually just run Pokemon? Because we have TTS for Life with us here tonight, and he and some friends are going to show us how you can just run Pokémon HeartGold and Soul Silver and finish it real fast. TTS, show us what it takes to be a Pokemon master.
Hi there. I think you got my name wrong, though. I think it's pronounced Jiggy, actually.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. Did I misbook? I'm thinking of the other week. You know what? It's close enough.
It's no worries. Hello, everyone. I'm TTS for Life, and I'm going to be showing off Pokemon HeartGold Any % Manipulus. I'm joined here by a wonderful couch of commentators. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm T-Pat. I have not run HeartGold Soul Silver, but I've done plenty of Johto and Kanto adventures, so I feel qualified enough to commentate tonight.
I'm Shenanigans. Cyndaquil is my favorite starter, so that's why I'm here.
Legit.
And I'm Etiquette. I attempted to learn this game so many times and have still yet to run it, but I know a decent amount about it.
Well, this will be a perfect introduction for you then. This will inspire you to get into this category now.
I do own a copy of HeartGold.
Hey, there you go.
So,
all right.
Yeah. And as far as ease of access, this is probably one of the most accessible games I've featured. A lot of cases it's been virtual console. It's still there, but no, I actually went and looked, and you can absolutely get a resale copy of this game, slap it into a 3DS, and go for a very reasonable price.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But there's no point talking about it. We should just show you that. So if we're all ready to go, I'll start a countdown here. So let's go ahead in 3, 2, 1, go. So game starts on a soft reset there. So I hope I didn't bait out the person behind the timer too much with the game starting there. This is Pokemon HeartGold. You can run both HeartGold and the Soul Silver. They are both basically equivalent in this category. So I'm just running HeartGold because I'm sorry, but it's the most objectively best of the two. There will be no arguments here.
I think Glitchless runs Soul Silver, right?
Yeah, in the Manip runs, so long as they have to go visit either Ho-Oh or Lugia, then Soul Silver is faster, because getting through Roll Islands is faster than climbing Bell Tower. Shocking, because right before that is the Kimono's in the same town as when you, where you go get Ho-Oh. So, but since we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff, since notice that there's no glitchless moniker to this category title. So as you'll see, we'll get to have a lot of fun. It'll take a while until we get to the fun, but the biggest things here is just getting our starter and kind of getting through the start of the game here. So when it comes to Pokemon speedrunning, a lot of things that can overwhelm the player starting out is stat requirements. Because a lot of runs when doing Manipulus or where there's no RNG manipulation available, there can get to be a bit of a overwhelm with what stats you need in order to have what we would consider a runnable starter. In this category, however, the benefit is that for our starter and all the other Pokemon that will be using this run, we can reasonably finish the run regardless of stats. However, there will be some stats that are better than others that we will.
It's nice to have that low barrier of entry when it comes to stat requirements, because as Etiquette and I would know from running Oras, which is 2 generations later, we have to get a specific Mudkip, and it was very well known that it's only 42% of the Mudkips are even runnable. So you're just resetting the first 8 minutes of the game over and over and over again just to hit that coin flip.
Yep.
But yeah, to have more loose stat requirements, especially in an earlier generation game, is pretty monumental.
Yeah. You might also notice there's kind of 2 tags that the Gen 4 runs have. There's glitched versus glitchless, but there's also manip versus manipulous. That's another major category difference. Manipulus varies a lot because you don't just get a perfect starter every run. You kind of have to deal with what you get here. So that's a major component of this run, at least.
Yeah, and while you can do RNG manip in these games, it's not super marathon friendly with how the routes are laid out, because hitting the initial RNG seed on its own is a frame perfect trick at 30 FPS at the end of the intro. So, you know, depending on my skill issue level of the day, I could struggle or hit the initial seed very easily. But then there's also a lot of requirement in making sure that my movement is as tight and as perfect as the manip requires. And there can be some really tough movement path that you have to take in order to hold manip for long enough that you can reasonably complete the run. So the benefit of running Manipulus is that it's extremely marathon friendly, and it's also extremely pick up and play friendly. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because like honestly,
because
go ahead,
go for it. No, I was just gonna say, like, from what I remember about the manipped categories, it's more than just manipulating the first trick of the run, which would be the trainer ID. You're also manipulating the starter. You're manipulating no encounters. You're holding that manip with near perfect gameplay for, I think it's like well over 20 minutes if I'm remembering correctly.
It's
and then you reset
actually.
again for the Raikou later.
Yeah, it's about the first 40-ish minutes of the run you'd hold it. The biggest barrier is because the manip runs require Raikou, and you cannot drop manip too early. Otherwise, the random encounters that you may get, because you no longer hold manip, you can't keep no encounters. That can cause the RNG to push past where you need the RNG to be for you to get the Raikou. So,
and let's be real, Manipulus is also the most lore-friendly category because all Pokemon are perfect regardless of nature. And IVs.
Yeah. Snaps for a tea tree.
Except the ones that we reset, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah. No one was ever like, oh my gosh, I got 10 encounters before the first city.
Right. So unfortunately, we will not be seeing Raikou. We will be seeing a different main. I don't want to spoil it quite yet for those who haven't seen the run yet, but it'll be a pretty hype time switching to that main. But
it is a really cool main.
And I love Pokemon runs where you actually just don't run the starter the whole way. It's not one of those runs where it's like, all right, we got Cyndaquil, so we're going to run Typhlosion. That's like the only Pokemon you see. There's a lot of really cool runs in the Pokemon series where you main swap and you get something, different later. And I love those differences. I mean, the XY run that was at GDQ is a great example of that, of just seeing different Pokemon be featured.
Yeah, the
makes for just a really exciting, fresh run.
For sure. So,
actually,
go ahead.
I was gonna say we do pick Cyndaquil, which is interesting because if you know Gen 2 speedruns, you do not pick Cyndaquil, you pick Totodile. And with this being a Gen 2 remake, it is curious why you are not picking the same Pokemon. So I would wonder if you could elaborate on that.
Yeah, so the biggest difference between Gold, Silver, Crystal and the remakes is that Sprout Tower is now required. And so when it comes to taking care of the Bellsprout, having Cyndaquil is a little bit nicer for that. The downside, however, is that Cyndaquil does not get Ember until level 10 in this game, which means that it's about halfway through the tower and you've already killed half the Bellsprout, so it isn't as effective as we would like it to be. But the other biggest reason is the Rival 2 fight. Bugsy does not give you Fury Cutter as a TM in this version of the Johto region. Instead, he gives U-Turn, and U-Turn is not as useful for Croconaw. I don't even know if Croconaw can learn it. So, because Croconaw doesn't get Fury Cutter from that TM, and it also learns Ice Fang a little later than when we would naturally be kind of hitting the Rival 2 fight, it just makes sense to have Cyndaquil instead. We'll go into the strats a little bit for Cyndaquil when we get there, but it's kind of a clear winner once you see the strategy that we have to use to get past Rival 2. It'll make a lot of sense why we pick Cynda.
We're also not really playing far enough to get to the point where they evolve. One of the big benefits for alligators, you get it at level 30, so you get it for like Chuck's gym as an example, but spoiler alert, we've been talking about we'll be switching to a different Pokemon at some point. That will probably be happening before we reach Typhlosion.
Yes. And so just a little detour there. I have to go into that house to talk to that guy to get the Apricorn box. If I don't, he'll come out and make a big fuss about it. It's roughly the same time-wise, whether or not you go in or he comes to you, but because I kind of have to duck over on that left side to avoid as much grass as possible, because I don't have access to repels yet. So as you can see, I'm just getting walled by encounters as we try to get to Mr. Pokemon's house here, but it just makes sense since you're walking by the house, you just stop in and pick it up quick.
And funny enough, I'm noticing that you are actually walking on the grass tiles and
Yes.
still getting bodied
I know.
anyways.
So the unique thing about HeartGold and Soul Silver is that the encounter rate does actually change between running or walking. This is not the case in Diamond Pearl Platinum. You can either walk or run and the encounter rate's the same. And then depending on other games after that, mechanics may change a little bit, but in general, I'm trying to walk as much as I can in order to avoid these encounters. It's not doing a very good job at doing so, but
This is one of those runs where you're like, okay, the stats don't matter, but this many encounters?
yes. Yeah, this is one where
If you were going for a PB or a record attempt, that would be pretty miserable.
Yes.
But for like a marathon or a showcase, it's like, whatever, it's fine.
it's
just,
what can you do kind of
you know,
moment.
It's
We're just banking the bad luck. The game will owe us later.
I
Exactly.
really wish that's the case. For many
There will be a
reasons we'll
point
get
that we
into later.
really need an encounter, so we'll see what happens then.
And I really need it to be a good encounter.
yeah.
Shen, what checks are you getting here?
What are we talking about?
Wow, what checks are you getting here?
Pokedex, is this even randomized?
Yeah.
What kind of random, dude? Yeah, we didn't randomize the Pokedex for a long time. That thing was always like a struggle when you'd find it, because now all the phone call and the Monlock checks are logic. This is doomed.
This is actually just so exciting because it's like, I mean, between like the lot of us, we've seen so many crystal randomizer runs where it's like, yeah, Johto's so fun. It's like, wait, this is just the actual game.
Yeah. It's always silly just playing the base games when you're like doing real speedruns.
Oh yeah, for sure. One of the other showrunners from Parallel Universes, Limey, runs Crystal Randomizer for events frequently. So honestly, there's a little bit of that going on for me too.
Yeah, I think I did a bingo on Sky's show recently for Hotfix.
Oh yeah.
All right, who's this guy?
Which, funny enough, is like one of the lesser randomized categories now, with, you know, between the full items and the archipelagos and the map randos. I mean, there's so many different rando ways to play Pokemon now, so it's almost like refreshing to just see the vanilla game.
All right, so the first interesting thing is finally happening. Excuse 8 billion encounters to get here, but this is the Rival 1 fight. I do want to win this fight. You can lose it and things will carry on as normal, but I would like to have the XP here, and it's a little faster to win just because the Totodile has random AI, so it's 50-50 between Scratch and Leer, and waiting for it to eventually kill me would just take too long. So I weakened it with a couple Leers, and then I am spamming Tackle to finish it off. I triple Leered, and it still took 3 tackles to kill Totodile. That actually scares me. I think I might be minus attack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a peek at stats here. 11, 10, 14. Yeah, I'm very likely minus attack here, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I would like to see plus special to kind of help balance that out a little bit. Attack is only...
I was gonna say your special looked fine.
Yeah, special looked all right. The only real fight where attack super matters on Cyndaquil is Rival 2 fight, as we mentioned. So I can kind of bandage a bad attack, but if it's too bad, then there may be some decisions impacted because of that attack stat. I'll know more once we get a couple more levels on Cyndaquil, so I can get observed how its attack stat grows a little more over time. Just because with how the IVs and EVs work, so for every Pokemon, every stat basically has a scale of 0 to 31 that says how good that particular stat is relative to other Pokemon of the same species. So, for example, like a 0 attack Cyndaquil is as bad of an attack as you can get, and then 31 is as good of an attack as you can get. And then there's also a nature modifier that goes on top of that that will influence a particular stat by 10%, positively and negatively. And that's where all those 25 funny natures come in.
Yeah. with 5 of them being neutral,
Right.
of course.
Remind me, as a
So,
charlatan who played Gen 1 and then didn't come back for a while, Gen 2 is also set up where the type of move determines whether it's special or physical, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first 3
That's
gens
Gen
were the
1 and
type
2.
of the move.
First 2 gens. Gen 3 is when it changed. But yeah, if there's an evolution that exists in that type, and then dragon, those are the special moves. That's the easy way to remember it.
Got it.
Oops. All right, I'm going to take a heal here at the machine because I took damage, and then we're going to come up on the main reason why we play as the girl. I didn't even mention that yet. So you intentionally pick to play as the girl, and the biggest reason is this cutscene right here. So when
Optimal.
you are playing as Lyra, the Ethan becomes the professor's assistant, and it flips the other way around. So when you're playing as Lyra, you are very attentive on this catching tutorial cutscene, and you'll follow Ethan right away into the grass. If you're playing as Ethan, then Lyra will run off into the grass, and then you have like a horrible attention span and don't pay
Makes
attention.
a big fuss.
And then she comes back, Krabby, and then actually pulls you in for the catching tutorial. So that costs like, I want to say it's like 8 seconds or something. I don't remember the exact time because you just play as a girl and don't think about it. But
like casually, the cutscene is incredibly cute.
yes,
But it is like very slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. That's like, I think the only difference. It's funny in like, for example, in Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, you play as the girl because the rival orders are different, and that ends up mattering. But this game is really just like a cutscene, and that ends up being enough to pick one or the other.
yep.
Yeah, because simply put, Silver is always the rival. So the rival battles are the same whether you pick the boy or the girl.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
it's just
true.
the assistant that changes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and that's obviously different in in the nice one tile encounter. Guess there's not this really cool thing called encounter immunity.
So note about that. So there is encounter immunity, but it's after you already got an encounter. So I didn't have one yet, so it was just full odds to get an
the catch
encounter.
tutorial wasn't your encounter.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. So then
Is it 4 steps?
I think it's 3 that you get a full immunity after you get an encounter.
Yeah, I think it's 3 as well. That sounds
So
right.
once you do the catching tutorial, you now have the ability to actually catch Pokemon, and we're hunting for a Sentret, because Sentret's going to be used for HMs throughout the run. And so what you do normally is after catching tutorial is you just start booking it through the grass until you get a Sentret. And usually it'll take a little while. This took 1 tile.
Perfect. Let's
So-
go.
Well, all right. Well, now you're just gonna have to walk through the grass.
Right. Walk through the grass.
I'm just
Oh my god.
just laughing at every encounter.
Yeah. Also, something I don't think we mentioned is earlier you KO the wild, and that very, very tiny amount of XP is actually going to get a couple nice benchmarks throughout the early game. That
Yes.
gets you Ember like 1 Pokemon early, right?
Yeah, it does get you Ember, 1 Bellsprout early, which is nice. It also helps you level up after Faulkner, so that when you start Slowpoke well, you are Quilava. That's the biggest one. It makes the well a lot safer, because when you do it as Cinda, it's fine, but you like to leverage Blaze, and having Blaze as the Quilava is a lot safer than having Blaze as a Cyndaquil, especially for the first fight in the well.
Something else we should mention is
Evolves
Blaze.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You go ahead.
Oh, okay. So Blaze is Cyndaquil's ability. Every starter has an ability where if its HP is at or below 1/3 of its max HP, rounded down if it's like a decimal like remainder, then the moves of its type will also get an extra 1.5x. So Blaze fire type moves get a 1.5x. Overgrow grass would be 1.5x, and Torrent would be water 1.5x. So that'll come up a little bit later when we actually get Ember at level 10, but something to keep in mind that when we have Blaze, we're going to try and leverage it as much as we can.
I love how we get to say that every single Pokemon run of every single marathon, because every single starter just has it, and at some point it matters.
True.
Yeah, it's definitely more important in some games than others. But yeah, it is a thing for every single starter.
That's a sick crit.
I mean, any kind of RPG run just says, "Oh, you're doing a multiplier. cool, I'm going to stack as many of those as possible. So you stack Blaze with the same type attack bonus, both 1.5x multipliers. So for free, you're doing more than twice as much damage as you normally would.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that go into the damage formula in these games. They're very complicated, and some things can be greatly simplified when doing some mental math, but when you look at like all the different things that can influence damage, it becomes to be quite a lot to take into consideration.
How soon before we explain high rolls, low rolls?
It rolls a random number between 0.85 and 1 and multiplies the damage by that. So there are 16 different values of damage that you can get every time you attack. And sometimes one of the 16 rolls will just be significantly more damage because of how the rounding works.
All right, so is there any other...
It is actually weird how like even at like low levels that damage like roll is just like, all right, here's the total values. It's like 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 4 6.
There's
and it's that jump up that makes the high roll significant.
My favorite calc in like all of like Pokemon existence is, I forget the exact way that you set it up, but in Little Cup, Corpish Aqua Jet to an Onyx with a crit can either do 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. If for 15 of the rolls, it's 1, and then 1 roll, it's 48.
Wow.
Yeah, that checks out.
Because it's the order it does all the rounding. So, like, 15 of the 16 rolls do less than 2 damage, so they start at 1, and then you do the, like, or it rounds to 0, so it starts at 0, and then you multiply 0 by 2 for stab, you multiply 0 by, and so on, but
so
still
as soon
0.
as you finally do damage...
But 1 roll does 1 damage, so you multiply adaptability, stab, quad super effective, you multiply like all the multipliers in, so it does like 24 or 48 or something. It's really goofy.
Yeah, I think the biggest jump I think I've seen in an actual route is I think it's in Let's Go against the Geodude or something. Your double kicks do either 8 for all 15 rolls and then 12 for the high roll.
Yeah,
so there's a jump of like 4.
I think that happens in Yellow too, but it's a little bit more likely to get the high rolls.
Yeah, Gen 1's weird with its rolls. There's like 39
Yeah,
of them.
yeah, it's a little bit different.
Gen 1's just a different game, let's face it.
So
anyway, so Sprout Tower.
Now that we've gone through all the maths here, I actually have a question from chat that I feel like is well positioned at this point. They ask, what do you think is the best advice for somebody who has been casually playing and wants to start speedrunning a game like this? Is it to do more playthroughs? Are there certain things that they can practice, sections of a run to get a handle for how it works?
Familiarity with the overworld can be helpful because a lot of route guides don't always include detailed pictures on exactly where like all hidden items and stuff maybe that you may require throughout the run. So getting kind of familiar with some of the more common ones through like watching someone else's previous run helps a lot in kind of getting that gist. But the best advice I always tell people when they want to get into speedrunning is just pick up and play and pull up whatever resources you feel necessary while you play. Just have fun with it and slowly work on, when questions come up, then go look and find the answer. And then that helps, gain a lot of insight. And then also you can even come up with stuff that maybe someone in the community hasn't even considered before.
You definitely love to see people who come in with casual experience or who likes to play a certain way, and somehow that experience just leads to something new, like Boba Skip in Metal Gear Solid, where somebody was just playing around with the doors during a casual playthrough and happened to find the new way to clip through a door.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
just pick up any game that like you enjoy. Like literally, just your enjoyment of a game can lead to enjoyment like as a speedrun. So like start there. Like if you enjoy playing HeartGold Soul Silver, you can just watch this video back like as many times as you want. Be like, TTS picked up that item. I never knew that was there.
Right.
And then you just gain so much skill in the learning process.
And if you're not sure on which gamer category you should start with, you can always ask. Usually there's
Yeah,
pretty
join the
good
Discords.
Yeah, if you join the Discords, there's usually pretty good advice that people will give for which category you should start out on, because a lot of the manipped categories can be very overwhelming at first, especially when you can get really stuck on trying to execute certain manips. So, like this category here, because of its pick up and play nature with random stats and not really a focus on RNG manipulation at all, that helps just getting to play the game.
I find a lot of value in playing the game.
Yeah,
Exactly.
By the way, we did say Discords, plural. The Pokemon community is so big. We do have our Discords split up by basically console. So Gens 1 through 3 is a Discord. The DS Discord is for 4 and 5. 3DS is for 6 and 7. And then there's a Switch Discord for Let's Go and above.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just go to speedrun.com for whatever game you want to run, and there'll be a link on there to the Discords that we use. Community's great.
Gosh,
Love to have you.
I think between the 4 of us, I think we've like got every single generation covered, except for maybe 7.
Yeah.
True,
Let's Go
I don't think
counts.
I must ran 7.
Let's Go counts.
Yeah, Let's Go counts.
Oh,
so true.
got there.
There we go.
How are we on side games? I've run Call though.
I did some stadium runs once.
Okay.
I haven't done any
Are you
side
kidding?
stuff yet.
You're the Detective Pikachu Matt speedrunning
I do
master.
have Detective Pikachu Returns. This is true.
I have technically done some like high score / showcasing for Snap.
That counts.
Okay.
That definitely counts. And GDQ Hotfix is gonna showcase Blue Rescue Team.
True. Stay tuned after this.
All right, so to refocus back on the run now that things are finally starting to get interesting.
Oh yeah, you're in Sprout Tower. You got to fight a bunch of Bellsprouts. I bet Cyndaquil really helps with that.
Yeah, so I finally got Ember like 3 fights ago or something. So I've just been clicking Ember on everything and tackling before that. That's nothing to be special, like of note, other than tackle's 95% accurate, but it feels more like 50. That Hoot Hoot can be a bit of a troll with Hypnosis as well.
Yeah, but this is one of the, I mean, aside from like the Totodile, like no Fury Cutter, this is also a big reason why Cyndaquil clears, because Gold, Silver, Crystal, Sprout Tower was optional, and it is not in this game.
Anyway, speaking of 50%, who wants to talk about Mud Slap?
It's actually Sand Attack in this game.
Or true, yeah, Sand Attack.
So Falker's a little interesting. He has very basic AI despite being a gym leader. Usually notable trainers have stronger AI, but in this case, Falkner is very basic AI. So Pidgey is his lead, and it'll only have 2 moves, Tackle and Sand Attack. And it's going to be a 50-50 on which one it chooses first. I can take care of it in 2 shots with my special attack, which I think is perfect, which is really great.
Ooh, he's not saving.
I'm not saving, but I
save. What could
flagged the
possibly go
center. I flagged the Violet Center when I got to Violet City. I made super sure of that. So if I
Money
die, I
doesn't
don't go that
matter
far back.
much. Okay, Tackle's good.
Okay.
Tackle is perfectly fine. If you get Sand Attack, all you do is throw out Sentret and have it take one for the team so that you get your accuracy back.
No, not Centric.
Because otherwise, Sand Attack drops your accuracy of your moves by 0.75, its base accuracy. All my moves except Tackle are 100% accurate, so the 2 moves which I would ever consider using here, which are Ember and QA, would drop to 75%. And that's really bad because Pidgeotto, as soon as I damage it here, is going to have a 50-50 chance to use Roost. And that's what makes this fight really trolly sometimes, is because
Yeah, it'll happen on this turn.
Oh, look at that
Right.
Blaze hit. So there's Blaze coming into play.
That was a
yeah,
nice Blaze
I'm
hit,
dead to
but,
this
you're-
here because it's faster than
You're
me.
always outsped by the Pidgeotto, if I remember correctly.
You
the
can be.
benefit is quick attack though.
In this case, I'm slower. You can be faster, or even worse, you can speed tie it with certain Syndaquils.
Oh, speed tie would be so
Dude, this
rough.
It's
is
so bad.
That's one of the weird speed ties because, like, you want, if nothing else, you want it predictable, and speed ties are anything but.
Correct.
That was almost enough. If you get like a really good roll and the Pidgeotto is low enough, you can go for a quick attack, but it's a little scary. Ooh, that's not a good crit.
Good thing we played around.
Oh,
Fixer.
ugly.
It's getting a little spacey now. 1 potion left. Okay,
How
Tackle
much
there's
does Tackle
really
normally
good.
do here?
About
Is it
10.
like,
Yeah,
Oh, this is
yeah,
just
the rolls are about
perfect.
the
This is
same at about
guaranteed
10.
nice?
All right, we're out of there.
Nice.
I was starting to sweat
8 hit
bullets
points.
there after I started
Yeah, that was a
burning through
little
my
sketchy.
entire potion count. But
Yep.
How's this for Blaze HP? Looking good?
this is pretty good. We'll get a couple more HP here because Cyndaquil is going to evolve into
Oh, yeah.
Quilava. I'm going to put my DS down and not touch it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been there.
Oh,
Resisting the urge to mash buttons. Very difficult for speedrunners.
Exactly.
The last one I tested, I actually did it for Shen's sanity. We've been doing Scarlet Violet Catch 'em All, and in that game, there's a trainer that trades you a Haunter, and it does evolve. What I was testing, I was like, here, let me mash B. You actually can't cancel
No.
the evolution.
Yeah, if you
so
canceled that,
it's
the
actually
run
nice.
would literally be over because it is the only possible way to get Gengar in the game. So, well, other than trading somebody like in person, but that's
Somebody
banned
else's.
obviously in speedruns.
All right, so one fight down, many to go. My Ember count is pretty rough at this point, so I'm probably gonna have to stop and center before Union Cave. So, as I mentioned before, this is not a glitchless category. This is a glitchful category.
Yeah, so you just got your first badge out of 16 because there's 2 regions in this game.
16 badges.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a whole 100% category. We're taking over
We're-
Mr. Shasta's show now.
Yeah, we're 100% gonna see the credits. Trust me.
A
All right, so now that
fine.
we...
Some
a whole bunch of
potions.
us have done catch-em-alls. I mean, it can't be that bad in this game, right?
Yeah, so now that I can actually buy repels, I'm going to stock up on them for the next section of the run here, just so we don't have any more, issues with 10 million encounters. I also pick up super potions because I can actually buy them now. And I also buy 2 antidotes because there's 2 pokes that can poison me in Slowpoke Well and can make things kind of interesting in bad ways. So I'm going to pick up the antidotes just in case. And then, so we're going to start coming up on the real crux of what makes this run glitched, and that is something known as tweaking. So how this game works is that the overworld is laid out in chunks of, I believe, 32 by 32 tiles, and at the middle of each of those tiles are load lines that basically trigger the game to say, hey, you need to load the next section of the map, so that way I'm not just gonna ever run into the edge of the map. So the idea with tweaking is that there's a really well-known bug in these games where if you cross these load lines really quickly on the bike, what will happen is that these chunks get loaded out of order, and that can cause some weird and wondrous behavior to happen. So we're going to be doing the first one on the other side of Union Cave here. It's not going to be a very flashy tweak because we don't have the ability to do really crazy stuff because a lot of that stuff requires the bike. We don't quite have access to the bike yet, but we can at least use this one in an interesting way. And I'm not going to spoil exactly what it's going to do, but I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to let you just observe for those who are familiar with HeartGold and Soul Silver and the story progression that happens.
Yeah, this is for anybody that didn't study their
This tweak will save at least 15 seconds. I think.
That is correct.
Oh yeah.
Production did pin the notes before we
Definitely.
started the show, right? Everyone in chat should have them too.
Yep.
I could leak the
nice.
notes in chat at any point. I have the power to do that. I don't know why I was given this power. Also, spinners, I think, is the first time we get
Nice
to see
spinner
them.
pass.
So
Yes.
spinners are just a staple of Pokemon speedruns. They randomly turn in certain directions. In HeartGold, I think you can still bag manip in this game, right? Oh, that was some
You
weird
can't
movement. Hold
bag
on.
manip.
Oh, you can't. Okay. Anyway, that was some weird movement that we just witnessed.
Yeah, that was
that was
weird. I wonder what
movement there.
happened.
Huh.
I think he messed up. That's what happened.
Wait.
Wait, where's the bad guy?
I don't know.
Yeah, who's talking to you?
I don't know. I just hear some people
Was it just
shouting.
a voice inside your head?
They're around here somewhere.
Also, I'm a deity now.
Interesting.
No, that seems normal. I don't.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's how I played as a kid.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't know Kurt was already in the Slowpoke
So
Well.
you
Well
don't
encounter. Awesome.
You don't repel in Slowpoke Well because the odds of getting an encounter are usually low enough that you don't have to bother. But because it's me in the well in a marathon run.
Because it's Hotfix.
Oh, you didn't get 2 though. That's kind of boring.
Oh, there's plenty of opportunity for more yet. Just
That is
don't you
true,
worry.
But yeah, the tweak outside of Union Cave, that was to deload the rocket so that we don't have to go into Kurt's house and talk to Kurt. And also, Kurt doesn't have to like throw out his back, like knocking the rocket down the well. So
Yes.
it's probably fine.
I mean, I think he was still down there, and his back might still hurt, but like, it wasn't a
For
canon
different
event that he
reasons,
fell down the
maybe.
well. He's just kind of hanging out down there, and his back just hurts.
But
It's
if we
not-
didn't talk to him and he didn't tell us that it hurt, does it really hurt?
yeah, it's Schrodinger's back injury.
True. Yeah, it's just really funny that the that rocket cutscene still plays out even though he's not there. Also, the weird artifact is that your height was kind of messed up as you were descending into Slowpoke Well, so it looked like you weren't even like walking on the correct tiles. But
Yeah.
just because their Z position was kind of messed up from the
Yeah,
tweak.
it's just a weird side effect of performing the tweak is that my height doesn't change, even though, you know, it clearly should as I walk down the ramp.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of tweaking later on.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, chat. That actually wasn't the test. That was just the pop quiz. The real test is gonna be coming later.
In
As
terms
soon as you
of
get the bike.
yeah, in terms of flashy tweaks, that one's like at the bottom of the barrel. So there'll be a lot more fun stuff coming up soon.
That one looked like your thumb slipped on the D-pad,
Yeah.
and you kind of did a weird up-down movement. You're like, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. It's fine. I had to wait for the spinner anyway.
It almost looked like he was just trying to like manip the spinner, because like some Pokemon games you'll do funny movement like that. 'Cause
yeah,
you're trying
true.
to like force the spinner to look in one direction. So that's like almost what it looked like. I almost forgot it was a tweak there.
Yeah.
Hey, chat,
That works in
while,
HeartGold too, right?
while
You
we're
can
talking about
sprint and
quizzes,
spinners.
we're talking about quizzes, a pop quiz. What's coming up on Hotfix this week other than Red Blue Mystery Dungeon later tonight? Give you a hint. You can go study at gdq.gg/hotfix. Test will be later, though. I will remember to ask.
I literally had the social media post popped up earlier today.
I saw one of you mention you were excited for Expedition 33 later.
Switched over to weather, and that's on me.
Expedition 33 mentioned.
I just got to see that run a couple of days ago. Speaking of stacking multipliers for attack, that run is absolutely filthy with it, and it's awesome.
That one's great because there are multiplicative multipliers, which is repetitive, but there's also additive ones, and so like you can like stack both of them individually, and you can end up with some like ridiculous multipliers.
And at that point, you're just straight up playing
Wait,
Bellatra.
I was gonna make the Bellatra joke.
Sorry, just too slow.
Better luck next time. So this is the scariest fight usually of Slowpoke Well. My HP is really high because I had to take the center to get my embers filled back up. The biggest reason is because the coughing that comes out here has smog, which is 30% the poison, and then also has smoke screen, which again will 0.75 my accuracy. So usually when you are doing like more top level runs of this game, or even in the manip categories, you typically are leveraging Blaze as much as possible in this well, and usually a smog and then also getting poisoned and taking that poison tick is usually enough to KO you and just kill your runs. So that's what makes this fight particularly scary usually, but because I have really high HP, this is a relatively safe looking fight.
Good thing you have a high accuracy stat, apparently.
Yeah, so
It took
my
from the encounter stat.
yeah, I know. So
Hey, the high encounter stat may come in handy later. Just saying.
yeah. All right. So anyway, now that we're done with the well, I have a decision to make. I can either go and fight the Rival 2 fight or fight Bugsy next. So to get out of Azalea, I have to do both, but the order in which I do them doesn't, well, it like matters, but you still have to do both so you can have the decision based on my Quilava stats. With these stats, I'm going to be doing Rival 2 early. In Manipulus,
I was gonna say your special defense and your HP stat combination looks pretty
yeah,
good.
it's good overall. I've been horrible at keeping track of my stats because I only need like rough numbers anyway. But
Yeah. For anybody behind the scenes, we are seeing the stat calculator. The attack is bad, but the special attack is very good. But yeah, looks like your special defense and HP stats are definitely up to par for an early Rival 2.
Yes. So Rival 2 is preferred because I have to keep centered on me to use cut, but then I also don't want to run into the issue where I need to put center in the PC and then pull it back out. There's a double fight in Bugsy's gym that you have to pass by in order to get to Bugsy. And for you to skip that fight, you either need to have Centric dead or in the box. So if I was to go do Bugsy now, I'd have to leave Centric in the PC and then come back later and grab it after Bugsy for this Rival 2 fight. Because this Rival 2 fight, I'm going in at full HP. With the full HP, I can't one-shot this Ghastly here, and Ghastly is essentially a 1 in 3 between picking either Spite, which lowers Ember PP, don't care, Mean Look, don't care, or Curse. I really care.
Very care a lot.
So
yeah, especially since the Ghastly's a ghost type. So a ghost type using Curse inflicts a curse on you, which just lowers your HP by a quarter after every turn, and that's just really nasty. So you would want to switch out to get rid of that effect.
Yes, I would just sack Centric to get rid of it.
Well.
So the deal here is that Croconaw really wants to drop me to -6 speed. So that's all it's focused on doing right now, which is great for me because that gives me time to set up on Croconaw. And now it's going to start clicking Water Gun, and Water Gun's going to do 20 to me on average. So the deal here is that I'm going to take 2 Water Guns. I'm going to heal up to full here. I'll take another Water Gun.
Yeah.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle it to be slower than it. So I'm using Quick Attack to be faster than it. But on this turn specifically, I'm going to use Tackle because I don't want Croconaw's Torrent to activate on this Water Gun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to chip it with Tackle and then turn around right away using Quick Attack. And that makes sure that Croconaw cannot get a Torrent Water Gun off on me, because if it starts using Torrent Water Gun, it does too much for me to realistically survive.
All that talk about you leveraging Blaze. Yeah, it turns out Rival has that ability too, and we really don't want him to use that.
Yeah, that's one of those really funny fights
so it's a nice little effect to... Yeah,
I was gonna say, that's one of those really funny fights where if you crit it into Torrent and then you die. It's really goofy.
That can be a situation that happens, and it's not very fun. And so, because I didn't need to sack Sentret against Croconaw to get rid of Curse or anything like crazy like that, I'm going to do it on Zubat here. This gives me my speed back, so that way I don't have to deal with hitting through like a supersonic. I just hit it with QA first to chip it before it had the opportunity to like confuse me. And then it didn't confuse me, so then it tried to confuse again when Sentret came out, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the benefits of that fight going like the standard way is you just end the fight in Blaze, which is perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Sentret is KO, so now you don't proc that double battle that you just mentioned earlier.
Correct.
Like in terms of all the pros that an early Rival 2 can offer, you basically hit the gambit of that.
How did you know?
That's such a hard...
All right, good guess, good guess.
I may have done the puzzle a couple hundred times.
As someone who's just started learning the Mega Man X1 speedrun recently, Boss Spider at the end of Sigma 1 still trips me up on that sometimes. It's exactly the same mechanic. It's just that it's not deterministic.
The next one's even harder though. So.
Yeah.
I thought you said this is a manipulous category. Are you manipulating the puzzle?
Yeah, it's supposed to be random every time.
Yeah.
And so we're coming up on
puzzles were random like that.
Yeah. So we're coming up on Bugsy here. Bugsy's the second like wall of Azalea before we get out here. The deal is that he's going to lead a Scyther that has the ability Technician, which boosts its quick attack to be pretty strong, but it also has the move Focus Energy, which raises its crit chance from 1 in 16 to 1 in 4, which is not fun because getting crit is usually pretty bad.
That's the crit sniper build. Yeah, that's basically all you can do with the Beedrill, isn't it?
Right. And then the last piece of the puzzle that makes things ugly is that Scyther has Leer. Now, Scyther only really likes to use Leer if it's at a really high HP, so it's still in kind of like setup mode, and you're at high HP, so that it's like considered fair by the AI to like use a move like that against you. And so because I'm going in Bugsy here at full HP, things might happen.
Yeah, but I think Bugsy is one of those like gym leaders that casually most people probably didn't have a big problem on. But what makes this really interesting is he leads his ace, which is really unusual for a lot of major battles. It's like, what is he gonna do? Throw the Metapod and the Kakuna at you? No, he just goes straight into the Scyther, and that makes this far more challenging than what it would be otherwise.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, that was part of the reason why the fight was a lot easier in like Gold Silver was you can set up your rage boosts on the Metapod and the Kakuna, and then you just not one shot, but you like easily two-shot the Scyther at that point. But because the Scyther comes out first, it's actually a lot harder with like Totodile in this game because you gotta deal with the Scyther immediately. You don't have the rage stacks.
Right. Yeah, that was a shockingly passive Scyther. I don't know why I picked for QA turn 1. Usually it always sets up. Usually it goes for the Leer, Focus Energy, and then QA crit for the knockout. And that time it just spammed QA the whole time. So that was a very peaceful.
This time it was like, hey, do you want Blaze?
Yeah, perfect fight.
Yeah, it just spoon-fed me a very easy to work with fight, so...
Man, between Rival 2 and Bugsy, like, Azalea was clean.
This was a very clean Azalea overall. The only downside was not having Blaze for the well, but like this whole section was great.
I mean, you hit through a smoke screen, so...
I mean, yeah, but coughing's always a 2 turns, so it's like, it could have gone worse by missing that smoke screen, but it could have gone better by getting more stuff killed in one shot with Blaze in the well.
Another important thing that just happened there was Flame Wheel was just taught to Quilava, and if I know one line of the notes, it's the Whitney fight says Flame Wheel adapt. So we have one half of that on the Quilava now.
Are we looking at Are we looking at the same pair of notes? It's like looking at the...
I mean, you know what they say. You know what they say about Whitney. I mean, everybody remembers Whitney.
Everybody does remember Whitney.
And its rollout. Ooh.
And every speedrunner knows about Whitney. It was never the mill tank.
It was never the mill tank.
TTS was showing us at GDQ some of the more ridiculous Whitney fights he has seen. I mean, it's actually to the point where like you just kind of have like a flow chart, or you're like building a flow chart of some of the worst things that could possibly happen.
Tracked Whitney fight.
The skill swap was absurd. It was like a 5-minute clip.
There's so with the manips, or I guess it's not technically manipped, but there's a bunch of Whitney fights that you can get based off like the RNG seed when you go into the fight. And there's one in particular that TTS showed the video of where the Clefairy Metronome's skill swap, and then you get Cute Charm, and then you get attracted by the mill tank gets attracted by your Cute Charm, and the standoff begins.
The clip was so funny because you lost like more turns than normal to attraction, and it's like, oh my god, just kiss already.
It's a pretty bad amount of turns lost to attract in that play. For context, I've been running the manip version of this category, and one of the biggest possible but very time-consuming things to do would be to figure out, based on a pool of RNG seeds that you can realistically hit as you're doing the normal manip run, being able to identify the exact battle seed that you hit and going from there to win the fight as quickly and efficiently as possible. Because of the attract stuff from Miltank and some of the shenanigans that you can get from Metronome, it becomes very difficult to win the fight. In Manip, the win rate is typically like 30%. Like it's bad.
Whoa.
But
I think you told me before the run started that Trick Room has happened.
Trick Room has happened to me in runs. That one was really funny, and I didn't quite have a how to win that fight at the time. So that was interesting. It was a cluster, but the effort that took to getting to that point was basically coding a accurate to the game's Gen 4 battle engine, including all of the RNG calls. That was work that was done by both me and March in the DS Pokemon community. Shout out to March. We both blocked in for 2 months and just wrote this entire Gen 4 battle engine just so that we can bot Whitney fights quickly and easily. And out of that, I get to now look at any fun fight that I can think of out of the list. I could just pick one out and pluck it in an emulator and say, "Hey guys, check out this horrible fight," and that's where the skill swap came from.
Q charm. Perfect.
I mean, there's always the classic metronome explosion, but that one's pretty simple.
That's
You
boring.
And fast. Yeah. Yeah, all that to say, shout out to Shenanigans. Wonder what that guy's up to right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably doing old school RuneScape right now, let's face it.
No, I was watching. I got a little webcam feed in the corner of Discord here. It's pretty hype.
All right.
Yeah, the manipped runs skip Fire Blast. I did not do any research, so I don't know if we're purchasing the Fire Blast HM or TM or not. I think we would be personally, but I could be surprised. You know.
There is a manipped route that does buy Fire Blast. That's the route that got me second place in the manipped category. That was long before we locked in and did the battle engine stuff because we didn't want to deal with the horrible Whitney win rates. The current world record does just put up with Whitney and raw dogs the fight and wins. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we were a little more reserved in going at a 30% win rate on top of all the other headaches to get to that point. So we opted for a Fire Blast route instead, which is a little more consistent because 85% accurate versus 30% win rate. I'll take the 85% accurate. And so you would set up Blaze. You'd be holding the charcoal, like you go back to Azalea for the charcoal. With Fire Blast, that's just enough to one-shot Miltank. And that's what makes the fight
huge moment, by the way.
Reasonable.
Right now.
This is like one of the most important items we're getting in this entire run.
Yeah, so this is where the floodgates open.
Good item.
Yes.
And all we have to do was give up our name and phone number.
That's right.
Yeah. He does just loan it to you. It is technically a loaner.
That's not like
So you better not do it. You better not do any funny things.
We're totally not going to get any
You don't have bike
business. Business is going to be booming when people see what happens on this bike. Let me tell you.
All right. So to get into Whitney's gym normally, you have to go to the radio tower and do the 5-question quiz to get the radio card. And then Whitney gives up on doing it and will actually go fight you. Oops.
Yeah, she actually steals the answers to the test. She didn't study it.
But with a little bit of tomfoolery,
yeah, this girl's in the way.
we can decimate the city.
Oh wait, how'd you get on Route 35 again?
Don't worry about it.
Nope, back in Goldenrod.
Oh, okay.
And we're in the gym.
That is a certified Midwest classic. Oh, let me squeeze right past you.
Let me squeeze right under you.
Sorry, I couldn't see
excuse
the
me there.
brand of the bike. Can you let me know what brand that was? I'm browsing.
Yes, that's a Schwinn Finite Manip bike.
Yeah. So
Hey, what happened to Quilava? I thought Quilava was in the.
So unfortunately, we're retiring Quilava for just a little bit here.
What? No!
Everyone say hi to Kenya, the Spiro.
Hi, Kenya.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So the perks about
Hey, cool fact about Kenya: it's at level 20 instead of level 10 in this game.
Yes, so Kenya usually comes at level 10 in Gold, Silver, Crystal. Here it comes at level 20. And with the 2 gym trainers that are required to get the Whitney, this is just enough experience for Kenya to level up into a Firo. And that makes our Whitney fight to be really simple. Because what's really nice about Kenya is that it always comes with the same nature and the same IVs. So I know exactly what's gonna play out, how much exactly my moves are gonna do to Clefairy and Miltank and all that. So the run gets very consistent for this next section here since it's always the same Kenya.
So great to have. It's so great to have like a consistent Pokemon like this because we get that now in a lot of like the recent entries, like Candy Floss in Sword and Shield is a great example of just being like, we're gonna get this like in-game Pokemon that has the exact same stats, exact same nature, and actually makes it very simple. We tout Candy Floss as a very beginner-friendly speedrun because of that. So Kenya gives us part of that like beginner friendliness. We don't have to worry about tracking its stats. We just know exactly what we got out of the box every time.
Hey.
Yeah, see what it there.
Okay, DS down, DS down.
Yeah.
This one's very important.
This one's pretty important. So
they would be doable.
the other big benefit to Kenya that we haven't mentioned yet is that it's a girl, and so we don't have to worry about cute charm or attract at all, because if you're the same gender as the Pokemon that has that ability or move, then you are completely unaffected by it. So that's what makes this fight really, really consistent as well, is just that we don't have to deal with the 50-50 of even attacking in the first place, which can be
shout out
especially
to
tricky.
women.
Girl optimal.
Yes, shout out
Shout out to women, especially the Frame Fatales, whose next event is running from September 7th to 14th.
Let's go, women.
Right? Flame Fatale, schedule live at gamesdonequick.com/schedule/58 or type !FF in the chat for more information.
All right. Double slap,
All right, what
that's
are we
pretty
gonna
Oh,
standard.
that's so boring.
I know.
Where's the
Double slap, but she hit 3 times.
You should
what I'm saying.
let it have a
Yeah, you should have
metronome.
potion just for the
Should have
content.
just stalled until I got metronome.
Just one. Yeah, everyone who's run these games long enough has seen some Whitney fights in their time. My personal favorite was Sunny Day crit solar beam on my Crocodile.
A great thing you're probably noticing here is that the Kenya outspeeds. That means Stomp does not have the ability to flinch in this case.
Yeah, this is a plus
And
speed
there's the
hero,
rollout.
which is
All right,
really,
here we
really
go.
convenient.
Yeah, rollout happens at
This
lower
is very
HP,
safe
which
from
is
here.
fine. Normally what you would do here is you'd use Mirror Move to actually copy Stomp, and then that would two-shot Miltank and save you some aerial aces. And even funnier is that it
You
can
had
still
a heal
flinch.
on that turn.
But yeah, because I had to heal because I took the double slap from Whitney, things happen. And so I agreed to my wonderful host that this would be a break. So I'm going to give a countdown here in just a second for our first break.
Yep,
Go in
that'd be ideal on
3,
these
2, 1, break.
pause. Yeah, on these longer runs, we do like to take health and wellness breaks, both for our runners and commentators' sake and for the sake of everyone out there. We encourage you to stay healthy and speed running, including while watching. So take the next couple of minutes to take care of yourself, get up and stretch, get some water if you need, depending on what time it is, you might start making yourself something to eat, and come on back real quick for more Out of the Box on the GameZone Quick Hotfix. Welcome back to Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. We've just picked up the third of our, I think I heard earlier, 16 badges in Pokémon HeartGold. So it'll be very interesting to see how we pick up the other 13 across the remainder of our run. Let's get right back into it, TTS.
All right, thank you. We'll go ahead and resume the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll actually formally pick up our third badge.
Is this Expedition 13?
For 13 badges?
Exactly.
For 13 badges.
Oh, okay.
That is what the 33 means in the game.
We'll have to talk
Well, if you
about...
add the 3 and the 3 and 33, you get 6, and that might matter.
True.
Yeah.
That's actually so galaxy brained.
Every video game takes place in the same connected universe. All right, hear me out here. We got about 2 hours. I can explain this.
Right?
Yeah, well, archipelagos exist. That's
True.
literally every game in
True.
every universe.
All right, so getting back into the run here, we have our third badge. We don't need anything else here in Goldenrod other than the squirt bottle to get past the iconic Sudowoodo. And then, so
That'll be our new main.
yeah. We'll switch to Sudowoodo.
Yeah,
We'll catch it. It'll be great time. I don't even know if I have balls at the moment.
I'm surprised you even need
Man,
the squirt bottle. That there's not just a way to magic your way. Yeah, like I mean,
Okay.
and you find some gold. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I'm surprised you even found an item in this. Where are you going? Where did you bet you will find that guy?
Oh, just gonna squeeze through you.
Personal space.
the guy.
Yeah, speaking of payback, this guy's gonna get you when you run past again.
True.
Ah,
So, yes, as a reminder, this is a glitched category. So I just did what was called tweaking there. So the first tweak, what it did is what I like to call urban expansion. And so Goldenrod City expanded northward very suddenly. And then what I did is I did a second tweak to throw National Park in the middle of it, kind of like what's the park in the middle of Manhattan now? I can't even think of it. don't live on the East Coast. Central Park.
Central Park.
There we go. I turned National Park into Central Park in the middle of Goldenrod.
Park in the middle.
Yeah, you know, it's in like a central location. I'm really just.
So we have National Central Park. While I'm taking notes. What next?
And so that was all to pick up the payback TM quickly. It was also to skip all the mandatory trainers that are on that route.
And there are some spinners there,
Yes,
too.
there are some spinners as well that I would otherwise have to pass. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to safety heal Quilava up just a little bit, just in case something goes interesting on this next
Let's
run.
see here.
On this
Yeah,
next
this
fight.
is like one of the
If
scariest fights of the run.
underwent, if Goldenrod underwent a metropolitan expansion, and we're doing a lot of let me squeeze right past you there, like, is this the Chicago region? Is the final boss the Bean?
This is Pokemon Legends Chicago. All right, so the plan here is I'm just going to focus on one side here and try to take it out as quickly as possible. These Clefables can be a troll because they do have Metronome. My goal is to take them out as quickly as possible, so that doesn't happen. I know, I'm sorry. Everyone can boo at me. Blame Whitney for not using
Can't
Metronome.
believe you hate content.
Yeah, conveniently, this is what we call a true double, but it's like a double fight where there's two different people that you're fighting. So once you defeat one side, they won't send out any more Pokemon. So cleaning up one side's really useful here.
Yes.
If this was like a double battle, like twins are an example, the two they're like standing right next to each other, they would send out like all of their Pokemon, and the fight would be a lot harder.
For sure. So I'm just kind of working through this as best I can here, wherever I can get a quick knockout. They keep focusing Quilava for some reason, which isn't the biggest deal now, because with Blaze, I should be able to one-shot the... Oh, wait, no, I got a Growl in there. Kenya's... Oh, this sucks. This is going to be interesting.
Just
You
YOLO.
just crit these,
It'll be
right? This
fine.
is easy crit.
Yeah, I should not be using my... Ooh,
Easy dodge. Easy dodge.
Okay. That worked out fine in the end. The Growl made things a little slower than I would have liked, but at least we survived. That's the important part.
Yeah, kind of just throw your whole team at that fight and hope for the best.
Right. And
I have
so,
an 85% chance to hit's basically like a 50% chance to hit, so we were pretty good.
I don't actually have a rappel to get through that grass, so I have to
just
walk
gotta
through
walk
it
it.
carefully. The nice thing, though, is that Kenya does have the Keen Eyes ability, and Keen Eyes does lower the encounter rate. So with walking with Keen Eyes in the lead, the encounter rate is lower than as if it was like back at the early of the game when I got like 80 bajillion encounters. So the one time I got lucky.
I'm surprised even with all the glitches, you still have to do T-Pat skip.
Yeah, I can't believe... I was actually kind of shocked you didn't go for T-Pat skip here.
I don't know what T-Pat skip is. Can someone fill me in on this?
Go on.
Do you want this one?
I'm laughing
T-Pat?
because it's the most embarrassing thing ever.
Do you want to say what your thing is, T-Pat? Do you want to explain your skip?
All right, so when Crystal randomized started doing key item randomizers, there's a key item here, the one you just got, HMO3, Surf. So that would be in the pool of, the items to pick up. My thought process was, oh, that's 5 fights in Crystal, and it's slow, so I'm gonna skip it. And boy, oh boy, every single time that item was required. It was just miserable. And Shen made fun of me a lot.
Well,
I mean, what else are friends for?
I coined the term T-Pat skip, which is where you just fight the Komodos and get the item. You just
skip the T-Pat skip strategy.
There's also T-Pat skip unskip, which is where you do what T-Pat normally does, which is where you do T-Pat skip, realize you need to fight the Komodos, and you have to unskip it, which is obviously slow. Yeah.
I'm biking across the whole region. I'm like, where is Fly, man? Where is Fly?
After Keith is calling.
As I'm biking back from Kanto, where I'm like, where's Fly? Taking the magnet train or something.
It's funny because now we run, it's not key item rando anymore, just item rando. And the thing about us running item rando is all of the items are shuffled. So it's even less likely that kimonos matter. But when it does, it's so much funnier.
I'm just gonna T-Bat skip again. Surely in an item random, it won't be
How
anything.
could it possibly matter? Okay,
so
we're
I'm just
coming up
healing
on
up
the
here. Yeah, so this is
the
Rival
fight.
3. This one's a little interesting because after we kill Ghastly with Kenya, Magnemite's going to come out. And Magnemite has both a confusing move and a paralyzing move, which makes it pretty unsafe for Quilava to come out. So I'm going to have Cedric come out to take one for the team. So that's why I just revived it there. It's purely so that I can get a safe switch in on Quilava so that I can one-shot the Magnemite, and then from there the plan is to just spam Leer on Croconaw until Quilava dies, which is basically going to require it going all the way down to -6 speed first.
Yeah, enemies in this game typically send out Pokemon in an order where they have like advantage against you. So Magnemite being an electric type comes out first against Fearow.
Yeah, because it's got good typing and good moves that do a lot of damage to Fearow.
And of course, it goes for the confusion, so lose a turn there.
Yeah, a second confusion into the Sentret.
It's perfectly fine though.
Gotta love the old dual main.
Yeah, it's kind of nice just having the two different Pokemon because Fearow really struggles against like steel types, and fire's what beats that.
Yes.
And luckily, there's very few ground and rock types in this early game.
Yeah, and with Quilava here on Croconaw, that helps make it really safe for Kenya as well because Scary Face does do quite a bit again, or not Scary Face, Ice Fang does quite a bit against Kenya.
Oh, yeah.
And it is preferenced to use Scary Face until you're -6, but there is always a little chance that it goes for a different move instead. I know against Quilava, for it to use Water Gun before you're at -6 is usually about just under 1 in 5-ish. So, you know, just to make it as safe as possible, having Quilava spam Leers so that Kenya has a safe one-shot on Croconaw before it can do anything just helps with the consistency on this fight.
Yeah. And then Kenya ends up having a really, really strong matchup against the next gym that we're doing.
Yes.
Which will be the Ghost Gym.
Yep, so we need to do Morty Gym here to get Surf. We need Surf to get to the end of the game and for our next main. More on that when we get there. But
spoilers.
I know. Sorry, I don't mean to spoil too much, but so yeah, Kenya is also really good again for this gym because of its typing, since it's part normal. Basically, all the ghost moves that they have do absolutely nothing to it. That doesn't mean it's completely immune from some awkward situations happening. But at the very least, all the way up to Morty is very, very consistent so long as I can do movement, because this puzzle's a little tricky on movement steps.
And now it's time for our quest to figure out who let the dogs out.
That's right. Or are they cats?
Yes.
Or are they cogs?
I think Gerbils was the bit in the 2019 run. I think that's what we landed on. I can't remember.
All right, so we need to get them a big exercise wheel to get them to come back. Got it.
Yeah.
Was that before or after the called paralysis on Rival 2?
That was funny.
And so
This puzzle always trips me out, dude.
Yeah, this puzzle takes a little bit of getting used to. It's not too bad, except for the very last part if you try to like YOLO it all in one swell movement. This fight is the longest fight of this gym. It's 5 Ghastlies in a row that we just click Pursue.
Yeah.
So we've talked about IVs, we've talked about natures, we've talked about damage ranges, we've talked about abilities. What else on the Pokemon Speedrun commentary checklist have we not crossed off yet?
X items.
Oh, X
have we
item.
not?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay,
They're in this generation, they're only +1 stage and not +2 as they are in Gen 7.
7 and up, yeah.
And onwards. We'll eventually see some X items, which just it effectively boosts your stat by 50% per stat stage, and it can go up to 6. We've actually heard about the opposite is like, oh, we're getting our speed dropped to -6, where in that case it's like it's just reducing the speed by a fraction.
Yeah.
But in the positive direction, it's a lot easier to keep track of because you're just adding 50% to your stats up to +6, which is a total of 300% addition.
Also, T-Pad,
it's
I'm afraid I have to
Go
dock
ahead.
you because you said we're going to be using X items coming up. We've already used one on Rival 2, but nobody noticed it, so I'm going to have to take points off on your quiz.
No, you X attacked for the quick attacks. I
did.
saw it. I just didn't say anything.
T-Pad didn't
because
say
was
it,
more
though.
important.
No, the stat stages and the multipliers are a lot easier to remember if you actually treat it as a fraction instead of as a percentage, because you start at 2/2 and every positive stage adds 1 to the top number and every negative stage adds 1 to the bottom number. So when you're at -1, you're at 2/3, then 2/4, 2/5, like that.
Those of us in the math business would refer to those as the numerator and the denominator, but yeah, top and bottom works too.
Yeah.
You know, the big number and the little number.
Yeah.
I'm just bullying because
Right,
that's what I
yeah.
do. I'm sorry, my bad.
Forgot to do this earlier, but I need to ether aerial ace because I need a set number of aerial aces to get to this gym reasonably, and I've kind of burned up quite a few extra from getting the growl on the fairy double before I critique, and from not being able to mirror move copy stomp on Miltank. So it's one of those things where if you can get away with not using the ether on aerial ace, you would prefer it because it's slower overall to have to use the ether, but you do like pick it up as safety just in case.
Ooh, good read on the sucker punch. Never mind.
I was just praising you for the thing you didn't do this turn.
Okay, this is the tricky movement here. Let's see if I can get it.
I've never hit this in my life, by the way. I'd be impressed if you do. Wow. Oh, right in there.
So yeah, the whole trick at the end there is that you're supposed to like run up straight to the trainer here thinking that she won't move, but then she moves down and shows you that there was a alternate path that you should know, but you can just go through that path, just skip her coming down to you, and that saves a little bit of time. But it is a
something that
little
we
tricky to
haven't-
do it in the dark.
Yeah, something that we haven't, I guess, mentioned is a theme across pretty much every Pokemon game is when you're gonna fight a trainer, it's faster to walk up to them and talk to them rather than let them like walk over to you.
Yeah,
So this is another case of that where it's faster to just walk up to the trainer.
right.
Doesn't that go to an extreme level in Gen 1 because Rival swag walks at half speed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Gen 1, it's faster to go behind Professor Oak because the rival spends less time on screen.
Yeah, it's always been the craziest part.
Yeah, he walks at exactly half your speed. So if you can walk 2 extra tiles to make the rival walk 1 less tile, it's about favorable. Kind of funny. Anyway, it's Morty time.
Yeah, so this fight isn't too crazy unless something really, really, really bad happens. And that really,
You want
really
us to
bad,
curse you or like?
it can curse me. So this next Haunter that comes out is a 50-50. If I get it, great. If I don't get it, I really hope it doesn't click curse.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, but curse is a really goofy move. I won't talk for the next 5 seconds, then I'll explain it.
Okay, we got the range.
Okay, so curse.
Yeah.
So curse is a
Nice.
really goofy move that, when used, will deal 50% of the ghost type Pokemon's using its HP, and then you will take 25% of your HP every turn, and it just adds up so fast because you just take 25% every single time the turn ends. So if there's 3 Pokemon left in the fight, a lot of the times you just have to find like spots to heal. And that
Right,
can be really
you're
risky.
forced to super potion every other turn for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I have 2
and, like,
revives.
this-
I could revive the lava and
Yeah.
then revive
Oh,
back to...
true. Yeah.
Kenya, but I am pretty low on healing, so it would be really great to not have curse in general.
And having the revive
even
later
more
is
goofy
nice.
considering that you saw the Gengar used mean look, so you wouldn't be able to just switch back in
true.
to reset it. It would
Yes.
literally ban you from doing that.
Yes, the mean look can be an extra troll if you're not looking out for it.
But yeah, that's why you don't set up the X attack on the Haunter. It's a lot safer to just set it up on the Gengar.
Also, I'd just like to point out to Teacher TTS, I did in fact see the X item on that fight.
Okay, I will not mark you. I will only mark T-Pat because T-Pat
you
is the only
tell
one
the
that's
class-
slipped.
Yeah,
Can you tell the class where it
see
was?
that. I missed that one.
It was on the Gengar.
Well, we just used one now on Gengar, but we just used one on Rival 2 like forever ago. Did you see that one?
Can everyone in chat count
Yes,
our X items?
definitely.
Just count the X items for the rest of the run, please. Every time we use them, we're at 2 right now, correct?
Yes. There'll be a
make sure you
quiz at
count
the
that as
end.
well.
How many X items did I use? And the number will ramp
Yeah,
up significantly as we get close to the end of the run.
We are going to need to know the number of X items by the end of the run, so please keep track for us. I'm going to forget.
Yeah, no, we're not
So
going to say
why-
it because if the number is wrong, you have to sub to the Games Done Quick channel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we
I was
talk
gonna
about what's
say
about to
my-
happen, or do we just keep
yeah,
not
like-
talking about it?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a more or less than 60 seconds? Go.
It is on average a minute.
Chat gets no context. Above or like more or less than 60
Chat,
seconds.
post a random time between 1 second and 5 minutes, and whoever's closest wins.
Exactly 60 seconds.
Without knowing the context or the odds.
Without knowing the well, some people probably know the context.
Some people know the odds. Maybe some know the context and the odds.
The odds are 1 in 4,096.
Oh, that's not very good.
Oh,
I don't think that's true.
that would be so hype.
Here we go. Gambling
All right,
time.
so we're going fishing,
Let's go
y'all.
gambling.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling.
So we're basically
Oh, is
gonna
your
roll.
Is your D-pad broken?
No, but I'm gonna sit here and roll the D-pad on my DS until I get an encounter.
Oh, what was the time?
I didn't catch it. I can catch it.
It was in the water at 21.
Yeah, 13:21. So the deal here is that I am hunting for an encounter. It is a 1% encounter. There's also 10% for a chance to get an encounter. However, I am repel tricking all but one encounter, the 1% out of this water. So I am just literally spinning here with my DS, rolling the D-pad until my thumb falls off or I get an encounter, whichever one happens first. I should have played on 3DS.
So it's
I will regret this decision.
So it's 1 in 1,000 per turn frame
Correct.
to get the encounter.
Correct.
You're really gambling, by the way, being 5 tiles from leaving the water. Have you ever gotten the encounter and then gotten the second one leaving the water?
I have not, but that would be so hype if you did.
That would be actually really cool.
A little over
Okay.
50 seconds if I counted right, but I was counting in my head. So
And it's a
somebody tell me
girl! Let's go,
how many
women!
actually was.
Ooh,
Let's go, women!
Oh,
girl carp, let's go, girl fish.
All right, for those who don't know, because this carp is a girl, my life got significantly easier.
Oh no, it looks like it was 63 seconds if I caught that right on the.
Oh, that was
the live
perfectly
timer.
average then.
Yep.
Then I hope this is a perfectly average carp. So this level 50 Magikarp is really nice because obviously our Kenya is only level like 31 right now. So this jump in level is huge. I'm going to do W for women here for the nickname. And so this will be our main for the rest of the run, which means it's going to be up against some pretty tough opponents in order to finish this run. And so I'm really going to be looking at its stats closely to make sure that I have an idea of what it's going to take to finish this run without spoiling what's going to help me win this run easier because it's a girl. Just because I'm talking about gender alone probably makes it easy already, but I'm going to
That was
leave
scary.
that a surprise until later. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to candy up our Magikarp here. Take a look at this 2192 attack.
I mean, wasn't there already a Gyarados in that water to the north?
Yeah, but
there?
it's level 30, and I don't know. It looks kind of funny.
It does look a little weird.
I don't I don't want to like interrupt whatever it is doing.
You should probably go KO.
Speaking of 1 in 4,096.
141. Not surf. Oh, I still have a repel up. What am I doing? I need to. So I'm giving it 2 moves to help its moveset. I'm giving it payback that we picked up earlier and strength. And I'm going to take the time here to collect all the stats just to make sure I am. That's a weird nature.
Flip the defenses.
Oh,
84 defense. I don't care about special. Spit up is 122. And
I believe that's a gentle
I'll grab
nature.
attack later. It is gentle.
Yeah, gentle.
Yeah,
That's what I think of when I think of
That's the
Gyarados.
awkward one.
True.
Yeah, gentle.
Okay.
Gentle nature, by the way, is plus special defense minus defense. So that's where the 10% modifiers go.
This pass isn't safe anymore because of the leg shot call.
This pass is going.
This pass is so cursed.
Yeah.
See, he turned around.
Yeah.
All right,
it
take
was-
3. Take 3.
This is so funny.
Just go around. Just go around. Okay. Okay. I would have gotten hit for going around for reference, but
I'm already on borrowed repel steps, so it's like I don't want to have to do the repel setup like a 3rd time. Okay, this is cooked. This is so cooked. The repel road is like one thing I haven't quite fully figured out.
Yeah.
With all the route
Sure,
changes
that
have happened.
In the cave.
So we need to go shopping for one more Pokemon here. I need something that knows or that can learn Rock Climb. And so that's either a Geodude or a Machop. I don't think I can get one in this first room.
No.
You remember the person who asked earlier what they could do to start learning how to speedrun, that sort of stuff? I feel like what you just saw right there is an extremely crucial part of speedrunning. Knowing how to back up your backups, knowing how to adjust when you don't know what you're doing anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's like the most important part of marathon runs and races.
For sure.
Yeah, you start building that like flowchart catalog in your brain of like, what do I do if this goes wrong? What do I do if my repel steps wore out too fast? You know, what do I do if I hit an optional? Like, being able to go with the flow is obviously a huge thing of not just like speedrunning, but especially for marathons, because we only get one run here, so gotta know all the little things.
Exactly. So.
And
this route is a little new. So the whole getting payback to teach the Gyarados is new. And there's also a new addition to that where you would also skip normally getting Fly. But I'm not going to do that part of the new route discoveries of this route because it makes things a little interesting. I also didn't have time to prepare it. It also tips the skills in HeartGold's favor for which version is required because Donphan is a version exclusive. So I focused on kind of a meshed up version of new and old. So
you need Donphan. Hold on. Let's
I'm sorry, but like hearing, this game is better because Donphan is a version exclusive is wild.
No, elaborate, please.
One of the ways to take care of Pikachu in a pinch is to catch a Donphan or a Quagsire in Mount Silver and use Earthquake on it to one-shot
my God, I
Pikachu.
love
Yes.
Because of the ground typing.
Quagsire mentioned. Dude, you have to do it. You have to skip Fly now.
But I'm already on the way to Fly, but also there's a way cooler red strat.
Do it.
There's a way cooler red
Fly on
strat,
the fly.
trust me. Just believe in my cooking, don't worry.
But we do have to get all 16 badges, so fine.
Right. So now that we have...
It was a little funky that you were at the Lake of Rage, but you didn't start the rocket hideout sequence over there. Did you just forget that,
Yeah, we'll take care of it later. Don't worry about it. Probably.
Okay.
I love how you just know where all the gold is in this world. You're just like, here's some gold.
I figured I'd get seen by her. I'm horrible at getting past these trainers quickly without being seen because of the item pickup. You can't really see them, but they're loaded. She's got one poke. It's not a big deal. It's Pikachu!
This is
Pikachu!
This is good practice for the Gyarados. It's going to need to.
Yeah, this is practice
later.
for Red. That's all this is.
This is the mental fortitude training moment. Remember your training later.
Does that have static?
Yes. I think all Pikachu have static, right? It's its only ability? Or am I missing something on that?
Well, it can have lightning rod.
Oh, okay. I have no idea which one it has. I just clicked flail because funny move.
I was just worried that would have battered. Like,
My strength count is kind of important here, so I want to make sure that I don't use any more than what I need.
I see. Okay.
Lightning Rod is the hidden ability, so that Pikachu only had static.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense then.
The risk.
Thank you for the Bubblepedia look up on the fly.
I have definitely seen both the glitched and glitchless versions of this run. They do both use Gyarados. The one I'm a bit more familiar with is actually the glitchless, and I just recall Gyarados having both Surf and Waterfall taught. Which obviously you would get the same type attack bonus, and Waterfall is very good on a high physical attacker that Gyarados is.
Yeah.
But I don't think you teach either of those to this Gyarados.
No, we only teach it to strength because we need something to use strength all the way up to the end of the run, so, or at least through Victory Road, and strength's just a good coverage move for Gyarados anyway. We used to actually go out of the way to get Waterfall. The problem is Waterfall's an ice path, which typically requires you to get all 7 badges and then do the rocket warehouse and the rocket take over the radio tower sequence to even get there. You can, however, tweak to get to ice path early. However, it is a pretty significant detour, and because of where the load lines are, they are in front of a trainer that I would have to fight in order to actually be able to use the load lines to get to Waterfall. So, you know that one guy outside the Mount Mortar that I kind of walked around awkwardly in the grass? The tweak is on the load lines that are in his line of vision, so you have to fight him in order to be able to do the tweak. But what was nice about that as well is that fighting him isn't bad because he has 2 of the middle stage Nidos, and they both have Poison Point, and Poison is really good actually for setting up Flail for Chuck and the later parts of the run. But because we don't have to do that tweak anymore, Flail doesn't become as used in this route. It's a little awkward. I think the Flyless handles it a little better, I think, by getting a wild like Nidoran on Route 35 when it's like running back to Goldenrod to do shopping because it can't fly because it skips fly. But yeah, because I'm still doing fly, I don't have Flail here. All this to say that Waterfall is a little too out of the way for me to go and get, especially because I don't need it as a field move to get to the end of the run. More on that later.
Yeah, and Surf would be more of just like a move usage conservation, especially if you had to do the whole rocket hideout, rocket takeover sequence. And let's face it, you're a level 52 Gyarados and you would see like level 16 Rattatas, and it's like, oh, can we not? You just click Surf.
Yeah, it's
Vanilla Storm Badge Mountain.
Waterfall is a really great coverage move, but we can kind of substitute it with Payback, and getting Payback is a lot faster than getting Waterfall. So that's kind of
that's something that hits ghosts basically, and Payback does that fine enough.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all know when Surf is at its best? It's during the summer, which is when you can get the Hotfix summer merch collection. If you're a fan of what you're watching right now, you can head over to theyeti.com/GDQ to check out the new Hotfix shirt, keychain, and sticker pack, in addition to all the classic stuff. The keychain is a Hoop, our mascot, as like the classic Sonic melting ice cream bar. It is super cute.
Everyone say hi to a Pokemon that I just picked up.
Hi, A Pokemon.
Hi, A Pokemon.
Yeah, so we picked up a Shucky.
Is Berry's Juice on the card?
Berry Juice is not on the card, but it would be hype if it was relevant.
Is Berry Juice on the card?
Shucky is incredibly important though, but I don't want to spoil why. Other than it's our key to defeating Red. It's our Dawn fan of this route.
It is incredibly important in this run. That cannot be understated. Chucky is vital.
So ever since we got Gyarados, we're kind of just in preparation mode. We're not really focusing on advancing the story any more than we have to. We went to Cianwood because we have to get Chucky to beat Red with the route that I've elected for this showcase, but then also to get Fly to move around a little quicker, again, with the route that I'm showing off. And then all I'm also picking up along the way is a lot of high value items that I can sell quickly and candies, because I'm basically going to take all the stuff that I grabbed, go to the department store here in Goldenrod, dump everything on the counter, and then just buy a bunch of X items to finish the end of the game with.
This feels like Scarlet Violet. You're just running around the map picking up candy.
Yeah. That is a little bit of a
candy and money items.
around the world
A piece of
thing here.
candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
So once we're done shopping at the department store, we're basically ready to go for the end of the game. And so how that looks is to get to Victory Road normally, you have to get Waterfall as a field move to get through Tojo Falls, because that's an artificial barrier that you have to like get past. And give me 2 seconds here because my notes are in the completely wrong spot and I need to make sure I don't screw up my shopping that bad. Okay.
You also need the Glacier badge to use Waterfall.
Correct.
Or not Glacier.
No, you need the Rising badge.
Yeah, Rising badge.
Which requires beating Claire. To get to Claire, you need to get to Ice Path. To get to Ice Path, you need to do the rocket takeover, the tower sequence. And then to get that, you need 7 badges. And then to get that, you also need to do the right.
Oh, sorry, slow down. My whiteboard's full. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got a little bit of space now. Sorry, what was after rocket section?
Lighthouse and the rocket warehouse.
And okay, I'm following.
Oh, the warehouse. Oh, awful and full item randomizers, by the way.
Yeah, they're all very long segments here, but this is the glitched category.
That just sounds like a really big fetch quest to me.
Yeah, all this just to go into Ice Path, basically.
Yeah.
Well, we can tweak in the Ice
as soon as
Path.
you're like at the end. Just give you so much to do.
We can tweak in the to Ice Path, and then we can do. Then we can do Claire, because Claire is just going to be unlocked anyway. There's nothing blocking you from getting to Claire once you're in Blackthorn. But then the catch on top of that is we don't have to do that to get past Tojo Falls. We could just tweak instead. So instead of tweaking to get to Claire's gym, we can tweak over Claire's gym.
We can just tweak to the Hall of Fame.
We can Ice Path skip.
We've optimized tweaking. This is perfect.
All right, so we have all the resources we should need here. So just in case he's as a checkpoint here, I'm going to do a safety save. I'm going to be doing a couple tweaks here that lets me skip Tojo Falls and all the stuff that we just rambled upon. However, there is a small soft lock chance here for a couple different reasons. One, I could just do the tweak really, really bad, and if I cross more load lines than the tweak requires, or out of order from the tweak, then what can happen is I can just crash. So having a point to go back to would be really nice. Teacher will thank me for that a lot. But then also, once we cross into Kanto here, we don't actually have access to flying anywhere. So once we get to be considered in Kanto, we can't fly back to Johto. We have to fly to the Victory Road first.
Nice.
It looks really funny to tweak and then go to the right, but you're actually on Route 29, which is to the left. So you go back into New Barktown and then tweak again.
Yeah, and something else to mention as well there, all of that had to be done before the rappel ran out. So if you take too long doing the tweak and your rappel ends, then you would have to just get no encounters naturally through all that grass movement, because you can't menu during tweaking, or you like update how the maps work, and then your character would be in a random spot in a wall that you wouldn't be able to move.
Right,
So
and that's
all
where
of
the
that
soft
had to be
lock
done in
can
one.
happen.
Yep, all that had to be done in like one movement session. So that could be one of the harder things to learn when you're learning the category, is you have to be able to do that and do that like pretty quickly.
Yeah, tweaking is probably one
really
of the biggest like hurdles as a beginner to get over, because it's a lot of very quick inputs.
Yeah, but for anybody getting into it, it's just like, you know, there are glitchless categories where you just actually get all 16 badges. Or there's some people who are just like, man, these glitches are like really cool. I want to give that a try. And that's like also the appeal of like, yeah, you could just do this. Yeah, it's going to take a bit of practice, but if you find it really fun and interesting, it can be like really rewarding, especially from a skill perspective.
Yeah, I think HeartGold Glitchless Manipulis is one of the easiest and best like speedruns you can get into when you're learning to speedrun like a Pokemon game. It's
100%.
very, very easy to get into.
And what's nice about this one is it's kind of like the next step up, where you do kind of skip some of the more drier sections of the run, like all the rocket stuff and a couple of the badges my health stuff. So this kind of gets the good blend of, you can still finish the run and pick up and play it, but it does kind of trim down a lot of the fat in the run as well.
Yeah, and you have to learn the manips, which is kind of like the extreme complication of Gen 4 runs.
Yeah, the biggest,
the whole manip routing.
Yeah, the biggest hurdle on top of tweaking would be learning the RNG manips for the manip categories, and HeartGold and Soul Silver is very not beginner friendly in that regard.
It is super awesome that even just by picking up the game as a beginner and getting your reps in, you build like really valuable skills. Not just for one game specifically, but you'll find yourself like, say you wanted to play Black and White next. Like a lot of the skills that you learned in one game do transfer over, especially to other Pokemon games. Like just knowledge of how spinners work. Like there might be some subtle differences, but like your skill is basically retained from game to game.
Yeah, a lot of the Pokemon is about like the risk management and like figuring out fights quickly and whatnot, and that transfers very well between all the different runs. Also, chat, who's
like
keeping track of the X items? Who's got the count for us? I just saw another one there.
Yeah, we're at 4 right now. I'll throw y'all a bone.
Make sure you guys keep counting.
I gotta keep track of X items. Dude, I have a Pokemon notebook that I've been using exclusively for blueprints.
Oh yeah.
And this thing is like half filled with all the puzzles and blueprints. I don't know if I can allocate another page just for X item usage.
All right, this Rapidash can be a bit of a troll. It has Stomp and Agility and Will-O-Wisp as well, so getting burned is really annoying. That's probably one of the cleanest Rapidash fights I've had in a long time.
Oh, you mean where it doesn't Agility, Stomp, Flinch, and Will-O-Wisp
right.
you?
Same with that Flaffy, because usually I get paralyzed by the Flaffy too to add insult to injury.
Static out of nowhere.
Another static. He's dodged 2 statics, chat.
Yeah, static is a 30% activate whenever you make contact, but it's 75% activate if you have speedrun in your title.
And so, funny enough, that was the badge check guy. He doesn't actually check your badges. The game just assumes because you got here.
Dude, you have 5 badges. What was he doing? Oh, don't tell his manager. It's
so
fine.
that's the final crux of how we can get here so early on top of the tweaking, is just that the game just assumes that because you cleared Tojo Falls, you don't have to actually check the badge count.
Yeah, I always like to talk about the badge checks across the generations and how it's just slowly gone downhill. In Gen 1, they actually check every badge like individually as you go through. In Gen 2, they only check that you have any 8 badges. It doesn't matter which 8. It could be some of the Kanto, some of the Johto. They just want to make sure you have 8 badges.
Which is a staple of the randomizers.
Yeah.
It's just 8 badges.
Just any 8. And then in Gen 3, they're like, hey, do you have the Feather badge? Yeah, that's good enough. Come on in.
Feather badge is the only one it checks for.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's the only one that doesn't have an HM requirement that you need to like physically get to the badge check guy.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining it being the same guy doing the badge checks, and after enough years, he's just like, yeah, there's a badge here. I see it. It's in the right place in your badge holder. Go on.
Yeah. But then in Gen 4, there's like, just come on in. Like, we give up at this point.
Oh, you got here? Yeah, no, that's cool. Good enough.
Good enough.
He's just got the scripted line. I see you have the. He's just like looking at a notepad instead of like your badge.
The funny part about the Gen 4 ones, though, is that with the Sinnoh games, even in glitched, you still basically need every single gym badge except Maylene. Because you don't need Fly.
Oh.
But
right,
you still technically need every other one because you can't just glitch to the E4 early. You kind of have to go through Victory Road the hardcore way.
Yeah, BDSP on the other hand, though, Gen 4 remake, you don't need any badges.
BDSP 1.1.1.
1.1.1.
Any badges, dude? You do one fight in that game.
It's against the wild. The scripted fight.
Yeah.
You don't even get your hat.
True.
No, you enter the Hall of Fame hatless.
That's a shame. I had a bad hair day.
That's right, then.
Also, the astute viewer would know this, that we have taught Earthquake to the Gyarados.
Yes.
Very important move.
Yes.
I would be in a pickle if I didn't teach Earthquake before this fight.
Yeah, very, very convenient. You can just grab that TM right before this battle.
Yes. And this rounds out Gyarados' moveset with an asterisk for the rest of the run.
Oh yeah, I just realized
Small
the red,
Small
the red
asterisk.
symbol to the left of the 53. I see. There happens to be a red symbol there. That's excellent.
Indeed, it was mentioned when we
Hold on,
picked her up
I
earlier.
didn't study the notes. I don't actually know.
Oh,
this one.
T-Pad's not in on it. Didn't read it.
Don't scroll down. Don't scroll down. Don't scroll down. But yeah, so Rival here caps off an otherwise empty Victory Road.
Yes.
The originals, a lot of the late game into Kanto region is a little empty. And they sort of bring that into the remake as well.
Yeah, I think the lore is like
Almost
Rival
like
2 beat 'em all or something.
In a way. Yeah. Very
Oh,
strange to have an empty one.
I think I just called Rival 2. He's always just Rival 2 to me.
Did I just
That's
say
the only
Rival
one that
2?
matters.
Right, it's the only one that matters, so.
Yeah, there's Rival, and then all the others are also Rivals. So, it's Rival 2.
Well, it's Rival 2.
Exactly.
And that 2 is the rival.
Part of the problem is Rival 2 specifically is a problem in so many of the Pokemon games in terms of the
Yeah.
speedruns. Like the
Very
second
real.
one, for some reason, the second one is always a problem.
One of the exceptions is White 2. Rival and White 2 is too early for it to be problematic. It's the third one, or it's the fourth one that sucks.
Well, it's because you have to take the 2 and multiply it by the 2 in the title.
Oh!
I get it.
What did I think of
Squared.
this?
It's funny you say Rival 2 is always a problem, and I was like, I just thought of Scarlet Violet, and I was like, that's not a problem. And I remembered I got Tail Whip fail a couple days ago because it used it 6 turns in a row.
Jeez.
And now I'm like, wait a minute, no, never mind. Rival 2 is an issue in that game as well.
Shen, you're the master of unlocking absolutely nonsensical like RNG, like anything.
It's so good
both
for the
positive
content.
and negative. I can't believe like when you started running Arceus Catch 'em All and you were getting the most ridiculous things ever. I had never seen 3 evolution stones pop out of 1 tumble stone until you ran the game. You got it, and I got it like a day later.
Yeah, it was sick. All right, setting up the Gyarados a little bit, feeding.
What's the
I'm
gen where the tutorial fight is technically like wild Pokemon? You haven't actually gotten them yet. Is that Sword Shield?
The tutorial fight.
Yeah, like you're.
No, well,
Sorry, go ahead.
let's see here. In Sword Shield, you can actually skip the catch tutorial if you have caught a Pokemon before it would proc. Because then Leon's just like, oh, you have a Pokemon already. Okay, cool. You don't need to do this.
I'm thinking of the gen where it's the professor's Pokemon. You technically like they're not yours yet, but he tells you to take them afterwards. And
Are you thinking about Sycamore in Gen 6?
Could be.
That's what I'm thinking
What
of.
I'm,
where you
what I'm
fight, like,
remembering
the-
is, as far as like way out there, really weird stuff. I'm remembering from watching something a few weeks ago where it's technically possible to lose the tutorial fight. Because you haven't actually acquired the Pokemon yet, the game has no idea what to do as far as error handling when you get knocked out. and it completely soft locks.
That's Gen 4.
I think that's Diamond
Yeah,
Pearl.
Diamond Pearl.
And it's just the scripted wild Pokemon, which is scripted to always flee
Yes, that's
when
the
you
one.
are
Thank
in
you.
red health, and it can never crit you. But if you have like bad defense and HP, it can high roll you from yellow HP and win, and the game doesn't have a code for it.
Yeah.
I love that people figured that
I
out.
believe that's what soft lock percent does. Is it has to roll that specific like scenario.
And I bet that
You
is
shout
not
out
at all
to
a short
all
category
dogs.
because of just how uncommon that is.
We need a soft block across all
somebody's
gens.
gotten lucky once.
All right, so
crit psychic
we're at the
there.
Elite Four.
Yeah, I'll just heal this. This is whatever.
5 badges, Elite Four, never heard of before.
Yeah. You do still have to do the Elite Four in order to make it to Kanto.
Yep.
So here we are. First one is Will. Will, looking at this fight, plenty of X items. Everyone should be keeping track.
So Gyarados also, we mentioned Torrent earlier. Gyarados, we mentioned Blaze. Gyarados, similar to Torrent, has a move called Flail, and the lower your HP, the stronger it is. It's at 200 power at 4%. I think that's how it works.
It's like 3 and a change. The exact percentage I want to say is like 2 or 3 over 64, something in that range.
Okay, yeah. It can be a really, really powerful move, though, and that's going to be a lot of the routing for some of these fights is if you can get to a really good flail power, you can skip a lot of setup, and there can be a lot of time saved with that. So there can be a little bit of interesting routing. So you saw a little bit earlier, TTS was on, I think it was 58 HP after one of those psychics crit. There's a decision there of, do I risk another psychic? I would be like 5 HP and have very powerful flail, but if it crits, I lose. So there's a lot of that decision making during these fights.
Yeah, it'll only kind of be of a real spur of the moment thing if I can make the excuse to use flail here. The biggest fight where I'll take advantage of flail explicitly is Lance, and that's just because Lance's team is so bulky.
Yep.
So it's
Does he still have the 3 Dragonites?
he does have 3 Dragonites. They're not the strongest that I have to take care of.
What
though.
if he just whips out the Mega Dragonite for this run?
That'd be so sick.
It was in the code all along.
I mean, can't you get a gym badge from Koga? I mean, he's probably still got some fog
Is
badges.
this
Maybe.
badge number 6? Or 7?
Yeah, we're just collecting spare badges from the Elite Four members as we pass them. Yes, champion. You may ask
I mean,
one boon of me
wouldn't
as you
they all
continue
have
your
to
chat.
have
Exactly,
been-
that's what I'm saying. If they,
Yeah, they've had to be gym leaders prior before being promoted to the Elite Four. Is that how that works? Because that's what
you're just
Larry's
making one
going
little
through
request
right
of
now.
each of them as you pass them by.
Yeah, because Larry's both gym leader and Elite Four member.
True.
So Fortress isn't
dude.
very intimidating. I think it's only attacking move with Swift, but it does have Explosion. The odds of it
Yeah.
exploding are actually very, very slim, though. It's like 1 in 300. I have blown up to it before.
Oh, wow.
I've blown up to it in minute on best pace ever.
Oh,
that
Does
would
it
be when it
KO
would
you
happen.
if it self-destructs?
Very situational, I think.
Okay.
yeah, because explosion halves your defense.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's like a hidden feature of explosion specifically.
No, I was just surprised that's
So it
still
gives it
KO.
effectively like base 500 power.
Yeah, Explosion AI is always really interesting in the Pokemon games. I know Gen 3, it's typically just 10% to get turn 1 Explosion on all the things that can.
It's funny because in against Koga in Let's Go, you kind of want to see explosion because there's a really weird version of the fight where he turn 1 explodes and you're like, oh, okay, I'll just take the KO because it actually usually doesn't kill you. I've gotten that fight once, funny enough, where he explodes turn 1. I win the fight in 5 turns.
Yeah, because he's less prioritized to use Protect because he sees a KO with like all of his other Pokemon.
All right, and then Bruno here's.
I see Bruno has moved up a rung since his Kanto days.
Yeah, he's not too particularly scary. He does have a no guard Machamp, which
Just like the
basically
Kanto
means it basically means the rock slide that it can use will always hit, even though it's 90% accurate. The deal here is I need to set up a couple of X attacks, and it's fine. I just want to make sure that
chat,
I can
you heard him.
shot.
Get those counters updated.
Does any of his Pokemon have Flail, or does that not exist either?
I'm not aware of anything else that has
not Flail. Gosh,
It's Faint.
Faint. Yeah. See, it doesn't exist. I don't even know what the move
It
is.
might have faint. I'm not sure.
Let's see. HeartGold, Soul Silver.
The joke in Let's Go is that he has got a Hitmonlee that has Faint, which is basically Dark type Quick Attack. I have, to this day, never seen it. Like, you can be in KO range and it will just never use it. Like, only 3 runners have even ever seen it.
Nothing has Faint.
So it just...
You need to be on better pace.
It just doesn't exist.
And then you'll see it, probably.
There are 2 priority moves, though. The Hitmontop has Quick Attack and Hitmonchan has Bullet Punch, apparently.
This is fine. I have
Machamp lived.
Never mind. I have Flail. This is so hype.
Ooh, never mind, you have
I was
Flail.
about to say, I think this might not kill. That was close.
This is hype, but Hitmonlee, I think it has Bullet Punch.
I think you live Bullet Punch. Go for it. Just
No,
do it.
Hitmonlee does not have it.
It does
Alright, for the bet.
not have Bullet Punch.
Yeah, let's go. Not in kill range.
Chan has
Okay,
it.
thanks for the update. I knew it was one of them.
If it had Faint, it doesn't exist.
I had the
See?
bullet page open.
Thanks.
I'm literally gonna damage calc that because I want to see if you would have lived it because you were 14 HP, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're level 58 or 59.
yeah.
Something like that.
59.
This is important.
Right, time for... While Shen's doing that, it's time for Karen. Karen is honestly a problematic fight in a lot of different routes, in both Gen 2 and in Gen 4. Because the Umbreon lead is just kind of mean.
Bullet Punch max
Yeah,
roll was 11, by the way. You lived.
that's funny.
Oh my god.
I'm just trying to figure out the best way to set up here. So I want to have like middle of the road HP for Lance, so I don't have to sit there and stall forever. But I also don't have many heals because the early game was so rough.
Yeah, this is the awkward part of the game. You have a berry juice on the Shucky.
Oh, that's so hype! I do.
That's really funny.
All right, here's what I want everyone to do. If we end up using that bear juice, I want all of your sippy emotes in chat.
Ooh, yeah.
The problem is I need to get through this fight though with this HP, and it's at least a flail. Ooh, what is this actually?
This should... Oh, yeah.
This is a flail 184.
This is
gotta be 100,
close.
It's just over
It's a little bit above
100.
100, barely.
This is flail 80, so this is about the same as a strength right now.
priority
Let me
here?
think about this. Yeah, it's gonna attack. A +1 flail would probably help. This would be interesting. Is it gonna Dark Pulse or Crunch though? It can do both. I can't guess which one it's gonna use.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
It's really awkward when your only healing is either an Oranberry for 10
Yeah.
or Hyper Full Restore for full HP. Hopefully
Yeah.
a crit here, right? Unlucky.
That'll be nice.
I'm shocked it goes for Dark Pulse there because your defense is so low.
Oh, did you have a calc set too?
It could
Yes.
go. It could go
Would've
for
been
both.
I just went on based on
okay.
having 39 health and how much health you have now.
It did 37 damage, and you were at 39.
Yep, okay, lived on 2.
But that had to have been a decently low roll.
It was one of those
Well,
where it could have been a range, but I don't have the exact like numbers to make that call.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we look at like defensive like damage calculations, usually we're a lot more concerned about what the 15th highest roll and then like the 16th highest roll is. Anything less than that, it's just like, okay, it's a range, but we might not have every single number listed just for like, efficiency. Otherwise, your notes just turned into a bunch of like random numbers that will 99% of the time not.
Right, and this is exacerbated amongst a long range of different IV values that this Gyarados could have. So it's a lot more generalized on what the damage rolls could be.
I did the calc,
so
by
in
the
turn,
way.
you just have to take the tea tree strat and just be like, it's 50-50.
I did it.
There
I
you
just
go.
did the calc. The max roll was 45. You got 1 in 16 by that Dark Pulse. So you actually always live Pulse, but
That's crazy.
Crunch was more likely to kill you.
Right.
So it just saw, I think it saw like a range with Dark Pulse or something. So it went for that.
It looks at all its moves, and since both of them could kill, it was just a coin flip which one I was going to pick.
Yeah.
That's why it was hard to make that call.
So I know, especially in some later games, like how the AI will work when choosing a move is it'll actually pre-roll like every single move, see how much damage it does, and then say, okay, I'm picking this move, and then it does the real roll. Which is why you can get some odd things, because it could pre-roll a critical hit and then just do like no damage because that was not the optimal move.
Yeah, that's real fun in the Kalo run because you have to think about all the like rolls that can happen.
Ooh, don't do that.
Yeah, I see the big focus happening for Lance here.
Yeah, so the goal here is to set up for Flail like we mentioned earlier, and oh boy.
This is fine. I have a full heal.
Big.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you pick up the full heal.
Yeah, so you're awkwardly trying to get chipped real low by this Gyarados. So
And then in this case, full heal at the last second.
yeah, trying to wait a turn.
Whoa! Don't be a thief.
What
But I like
exact-
Gyaradoses, can't you tell?
Oh, the crit. That's the risk, yeah. The other side of that crit is criticals ignore all stat changes. So the Intimidate that we had on the Gyarados got ignored by the crit, so it does way more damage than 2x. But it's not too bad. Like, can just try again. Plenty of X items.
I hope I have plenty of X items. I haven't actually been paying that
plenty.
close of attention to count. 18.
Are you
should be
keeping
fine.
track?
Any counters? how many X items we up to now? Yeah, going for Dragon Pulse there for some reason.
Man, as somebody who primarily plays like Gen Let's Go and up, I forget sometimes how punishing critical hits are in older gens, because like the recent Pokemon games, it's a 1 in 24 chance base, and it does 1.5 times damage. It used to be 1 in 16 and does 2x damage.
Yeah, way more likely.
Just
way
a
more
heads up,
punishing.
BTS, you still have 184 in your calc, not 187. If you're going
fine.
for Flail stuff.
That's fine.
Oh my god.
Yep, no, that's fine. We take those.
That's 200.
Oh my.
I
let
definitely
me do
didn't
the
just clench
math.
up.
Is one lower than 3%?
So when I was looking at that,
my
the average
goodness.
roll for Dragon Pulse is about 18 to 20, depending on your SPDF. And since it was always clicking Dragon Pulse, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably live that. And then it rolled at 19.
So it was always Dragon Pulse there because it wouldn't go for Ice Fang.
Well, I don't know why it stopped going for Ice Fang, because with minus defense, I would have figured Ice Fang would do a little more. And it certainly had enough PP to still use Ice Fang, I would think. So I'm not quite positive why the switch.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so I guess that was like a vibes like AI call.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so this flail has a
Lance
base
was
power
sorry
of
for freezing
200.
and critting.
I'm also +4 attack right now, so this is just doing like loads of damage right now.
Yeah, the fact that you use a normal type move against an air.
Oh, there's 2 intimidates. That's why.
Oh, you
good
got
call.
second.
I did the second intimidate. That's why. Duh.
Oh, that's an interesting strat then. Like,
That's
New strat,
That's
purposely
actually so
died.
dope. There you
There
go.
you go.
Come back in.
yeah, I mean, it just made it so much more
Dude,
consistent.
you're still at 200 even with the
Yeah.
level up.
You ever picked up an animal that knows you're trying to take it to the vet? That's what Gyarados is doing right now, with
Yeah.
flailing around.
It's just flopping around like a fish.
Lance doesn't even know what hit him. I mean, he should have whipped out that Mega Stone. Let's face
Lance's
it.
final dialogue. You just kind of ... Did you do that on purpose or?
Right.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Congratulations, champion.
It was all calculated.
Dude, damage calcs are so cheese. Like, Lance is probably just so pissed. Like, how do you know? It's like,
It's like, dude, 1-8.
All right. From now on, trainers don't bring calculators into my fight.
Yeah, calculators banned.
They're banned in VGC. You
Can
just
this
have
be
to
an
know.
open book battle?
It was, I think.
It was for me.
Isn't Pokemon Champions gonna display percentage HP remaining?
They are, which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw that. That's huge.
I wonder if
Alright.
anyone who's in those like big tournaments just brings a note of every possible damage that every Pokemon can do. Yeah, I can't bring a
I
calculator.
mean, doesn't. I feel like Wolfie probably has that all memorized.
Yeah, maybe someone.
Alrighty, so we're coming up on our second break here. I'm going to let the Hall of Fame play out here, and I'm going to load back into our save, and then I'll just chill out in the house while we take our second break.
Right on. Yeah, while we do that, I just want to thank everyone who's supporting the GDQ Hotfix by watching and by sending in subs, Private Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits, because those contributions help keep the shows running. If you are enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for ad-free viewing, access to chat during replays, exclusive emotes, and more. But you can always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends. And for now, you got a few minutes to go ahead and take care of yourself. Once we are done here, you're going to go ahead and chill out. Do we want to do the timer freeze after you're back at the house?
Yeah, I'll
or-
do a countdown for it here. I'm just going to buffer the soft reset, and then I'll load back into the save, and we're good to break. So I'm holding LR start select here. I have to make sure I wait, because if I reset too early, I will go back to the last save, which was before we
Lance.
left. Oh yeah, it would have been before Lance. So definitely don't want to redo Lance. So
That'd be a heck of a way to wipe out that 1 HP clutch.
All right, break timer. 3, 2, 1, pause.
Good. That's your timer to take a few minutes, take care of yourself, get up and stretch, take your medication if you need to, and come right on back for more Games Done Quick Hotfix with Out of the Box in just a minute. Welcome back to our run of Pokemon HeartGold, Soul Silver on Out of the Box with the GDQ Hotfix. My name is the Tree, and we just finished off the Elite Four in our run. That means we're done, right?
Well, we do have a whole nother region to explore. We may as well carry this out a little bit longer, right?
You know what? That's fair. The run timer does say 245. You might as well go for it.
I may as well have a little bit more fun. So if we're ready to return to speedrunning, then the timer can resume in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's do it.
I love Kanto, so it's time to let's go back to Kanto.
Later,
been
guys.
so
I'll see you,
long
I'll
since
see
I
you
left.
I was
later.
going to say,
Yeah,
can
no,
someone
sorry.
sub in on my couch for the
No,
rest of this run?
I'm
I'm
right
not-
clicking server mute TPAT. Yeah.
All right, so first things
better.
first, to get to Kanto, I need to get the ticket to the boat that I can take in Olivine. So I have to talk to Elm here, and then I can go fly to Olivine. Before we go take on Kanto, though, what I want to do is I want to make sure that my team is ready for what's coming ahead. So I'm going to do a little bit of training here.
Grinding in my Pokemon.
I know, we
game?
have to grind for some XP or EVs or something. I don't know. I just feel like my team's not quite ready enough. So I'm gonna give Shucky some time in the spotlight here.
Hey. Good thing he has that berry juice. It's almost like having an extra 20 HP.
So I want this Pidgey to attack me just so that Shucky gets a little stronger here.
I don't think that's how getting stronger works.
No, just trust me, bro. I'm the runner. I know how this game works, all right?
Okay, fine. I
I was gonna
can't,
say,
I
haven't you
can't argue with that.
Did you watch the Oops All Fallout and Elder Scrolls this weekend? There's a lot of places to get stronger by getting attacked.
Yeah, I know. I was the host for that show.
Exactly.
All right, so I think Shucky's got the training he needs now. So we're going to go ahead and head to Kanto now. So typically, the end game for HeartGold Soul Silver is beat Red. And Red is the strongest trainer in both games. And I think one of the strongest, last trainers of any Pokemon run ever. Just with that level 88 Pikachu, it is extremely strong and extremely difficult to deal with. So normally,
Good thing you fought that earlier Pikachu to assert dominance over the species.
they communicate with their pouches too. They don't just like store electricity in there. They also use it for telecommunications. So the one Pikachu I beat faxed Red's Pikachu, and it's it's kind of scared now.
It was like, look out, bro! This redhead has a Gyarados.
I sent him a warning.
If you're wondering, it's holding Light Ball, which if you don't know what that does, it takes Pikachu's attack and then it makes it two of them and then puts them together, and it's real bad. It's real bad.
Yes, yeah. So
wait, that Pikachu attacks twice, or just
basically
the attack is?
So, to get to Red normally, you have to beat all 8 gyms of Kanto, and Blue has to be the last gym for that. Just because story reasons, he's blocked off until you beat all the other 7. But this is a glitched category, so
normally you say that as if you're not going to do something funny with a bike that you've it's yours now. Actually, the bike guy called you in the most inconvenient spot.
He did call me the most inconvenient spot. So
dude, Mom always calls it the worst time, man.
I know. So we're gonna get in the Blues gym early, so it's gonna look more of like a brief tour of Kanto instead of like seeing all the sites of Kanto, because we don't want to have to deal with getting the machine port. We don't want to interrupt Misty's date. That's kind of rude. What other story bits are there?
How are you going to get to Bill's cottage? How are you going to ditch Bill?
We don't have enough time on the vacation to visit Bill, unfortunately. We have to keep the tour moving.
I do think it's his grandpa is at the cottage because Bill's in Goldenrod.
Yeah, we already ditched Bill by instead of the building right by where T-Path Skip is where Bill is. So we did Bill Skip.
True.
Ooh, we ditched Bill. Let's go. New category: ditch Bill all games.
What? You just like ditch and like started the extra on the video.
We're coming up with some crazy Cat Expo categories right now. Someone should talk about Cat Expo.
Oh yeah, there's the marathon coming up, right?
Yeah, so it's primarily late gen, like Switch games, but it's mostly just because of the people involved, not because of any like actual rule or anything. But we have a group of people who are doing, we call it the Category Extension Expo, which category extensions are essentially just categories that are not, focused enough to be like a main category on the main leaderboards, but still something that people want to compete at and do runs of. One of the very, very, very common category extensions in Pokemon are alternate main Pokemon. So you run the game with a suboptimal Pokemon, but it introduces new challenges in terms of routes and whatnot. And so the CADX Expo, the idea behind it is every month the people involved will basically submit categories for contention, and every month a new category gets randomly selected. And everyone kind of like puts their focus on that category for the month, which is pretty cool. The current month right now is Legends Arceus Buizel Request, which I don't know if anyone's actually done a run of yet, but and then it's really cool. So it's just like another fun way to sort of speedrun Pokemon in like new and fresh, exciting ways.
There's been some meme categories, but then there are some like very challenging stuff as well. Like for example, the Evolution Trade Alt Main Showdown from this GDQ technically counts as a category extension because it's a Trade Alt Main.
Funny enough,
so you can like do a run like that, or you can just ditch Bill and Let's Go, which is like a meme, but people were just like, hey, what's the fastest way you could actually do this?
Yeah, coincidentally, the selected game for June of this year was Sword and Shield Evolution Trade Alt Main. It just happened to get picked the month before GDQ.
Funny how that works out. So yeah, in my tour of Kanto here, you saw me do a tweak to delete all of, I think that's Route 8. Someone correct me that runs
Yeah,
Let's
it
Go.
is.
Yes.
So I deleted half of Route 8 mainly so that I can avoid all the trainers there because I want to get to here because I'm trying to get to Viridian City as quickly as possible. To get to Viridian City from this half of Kanto, you have to go through hello. That's never happened before.
Improv.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
I said the thing. 3, okay, whatever. This is the
You
honestly
say whatever.
first.
Execute, executor. That's my vibe.
Okay. But so
If there's an execute first and there's 3 mons.
on this side of route, what is this, 11, I think?
Yes.
There's a tweak you can perform similar to the one I did for deloading Slowpoke Well way back before to deload the Snorlax that's in the way of Diglett's Cave, and that lets me get in without having to do the radio card sequence. This Gyarados is just ever so slightly too weak to be one-shotting these things.
Dude, you're practicing the 2 heart fights because you did the Pikachu earlier. Now you're doing the executor now.
Getting my
Just
practice
warming
in.
up on both of them.
So true. Oh my goodness. Wait, Shed, did you just like call this on vibes, or
Dude,
does
the
your
lead
infinite
Pokemon was execute, so
knowledge
you
of
know
Pokemon know no bounds?
the lead is execute. There's 3 Pokemon. It's execute, executor. Like that's just
I
how it is
almost-
every time.
Like if this were Gen 7, it'd be Execute, Executor, Alolan Executor.
No, it would
but-
just be 2 executes, then alone executor. No regular.
Just because I don't know what this is going to do to the tweak, I'm going to safely save.
Yeah, it's a good call.
So I do that little tweak there on foot. This should deload all the NPCs, and Snorlax is gone.
Hey, nice.
That just skipped everything. Like so
Yeah,
much
that's
of the
skipped
game.
It's like the
plot.
entire Kanto region destroyed.
That's like half of Kanto gone. So the other half will be the other tweak to do Blue's Gym here.
Yeah, you have to bring power to the whole region and ruin a date in order to get the expansion card, typically.
Yeah. I mean, the lights were on that house, so they must be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
They probably have a generator. It's
Right, exactly. Pick up this elixir here. I'm gonna look at that tree and think
Oh,
about
headbutt.
headbutting
I
it.
also saw you pick up a max revive.
Yes.
That's definitely is not ominous.
That will be safety for later. Hopefully, I don't need to use it. All right.
The Pikachus are all combining their forces right now into a giant Pikachu mecha.
So I flashed the menu there. That's to kind of reload the overworld in a way so that I can do this tweak without crashing. And
Ooh.
then now I'm under the guy. The problem is that if I go into the gym right away, I will crash. So I have to do a quick save and reset here. So, and for funsies, I'm gonna,
a crash for content.
yeah, I'll crash
Oh
for
my!
content.
Oh my!
You're poking
I'm
out.
trying to get out. I'm
Hey.
trying.
Are you in the Gen 4 underground? Is that what this is?
Dude,
It's plate
Let's try over
bingo
here.
time.
this bike does everything.
There we go. So see, now I'm back out of the ground. But yeah, the game will crash if I like open the menu or anything. I've never actually like tweaked a second time to see what would happen.
We're learning. We're learning.
Oh, you do get back under again. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna soft reset now that I've saved. So I can actually like carry on with the run here. That was just a bit. It's one of those things where tweaking is super cool and you can have a lot of fun with the side effects, but you don't ever get to do it in a run because you're focused on, you know, getting to the objective.
Yeah, just exactly going point A to point B. So this is the last gym leader. Skipped everything else. So do you just get 11 badges from this guy, or how's this work?
You know, Oak just recognizes that we beat Blue and says good enough. He's the GOAT for real.
I mean, that is his grandson.
Realistically, that's the only thing he's
True.
looking out for.
And I heard defeating Professor Oak's grandson is worth the same as 11 badges.
Okay,
All right, so this
so
fight is epic.
Yeah, this one's interesting. So Executor is going to lead Trick Room and try to keep that up as often as possible. Every time it goes down, he's basically going to set it back up again. I don't want to kill Executor while Trick Room is up, so I kind of have to time my setup with Trick Room here. And the fun bit is I'm a girl, so I can put Executor into love and then through the power of love, try to set up as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And one of the nice things about this Executor fight is it has Leaf Storm, which sharply lowers its special attack, so it's making it so it's not going to do nearly as much damage after a turn or two of it.
Yeah, you think, it did more than half, but its power is already 1/2, and now it's 1/3.
Like, this is just safe to attack here. Or, well, set up here. Sleep's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad.
I'm also not fully set up yet.
The bummer there is, you weren't fully set up, and you're still asleep on the turn Trick Room right now.
Trick Room's still down.
It's likely going to...
Trick Room is still down.
Oh, we got a chance here.
It has to not put up Trick Room this turn.
Yeah, one more fully...
Otherwise, you're wasting 4 more turns.
Immobilize by love one more time?
No!
These dimensions are so twisted.
I know.
And sleep again.
Sleep is honestly fine.
Yeah, because you'll just heal it the turn before Trick Room wears
of
off.
course.
So
the only danger here is getting Leaf Storm and it crits, which would ignore
Why would you say
its attack drops. For content, Shen.
Why would you say it?
How many X items has he used? Go.
5. Why would you
least
say
one.
it? Like this fight, 5.
Ah, shoot. I mistimed this. Okay.
It's fine. It's 50-50. We're good.
Yeah, let's just win the 50-50 this time, and it's fine. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
All right, saved.
It also only has 3 left. It'll run out soon enough.
Yeah, how long do you want to keep sitting here for, though? Eventually, we'll catch the Executor.
All that practice did not pay off, unfortunately.
I mean, I saw TTS warming up his throws like hop.
That last one was only level 39, though. This one was way higher. Oh, it's so silly. It just KOs the Rhydon. It's so strong. +4 Gyarados is a threat, dude.
I actually ended up going all the way up to 6. I'm going to go down to 4 because of the Intimidate from Arcanine and Gyarados. I need to set up one more X attack to go to 5 again to have a range at Pidgeot, I think. But if I get Whirlwind, I should be fine. Like if I Whirlwind and miss
AI...
That should have been a Roar. Why was that a Flail Blitz?
Okay.
That was bizarre. I've never seen that before. Arcanine, usually because you're set up so high and you've been on the field for so many turns, its AI will elect to go for a Roar. For some reason, like the checks to give priority to Roar just like didn't pass for some reason. Or something like really weird.
That's exactly what I was about to ask you was how favored is Roar on Arcanine and Pidgeot?
You can always count on it, basically. And now I'm getting return from Gyarados. I don't like return. I don't like this HP either because I have to take another hit from Pidgeot, and return probably does about this from experience. So I'm going to heal up here. Return spam is fine though. It's better than D-Dance. But this is a very it's just very interesting.
What did exactly kill you? We did exactly 58.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My intuition is right then. Usually it's not. Okay.
Hey, you did calculate you were going to live on 1 HP on land, so, give yourself some credit.
So with any luck, this is a guarantee.
Nice.
All right. That was a clean red. Yes.
There are Pokemon speedrunners in this call. Don't ask questions. That's a real phrase.
Did you just say with any luck this is guaranteed? All right.
All right.
You know what? Fair
Spoiler
enough.
alert: we will be using Attract on red a lot too, but that's not the way we're going to get past Pikachu. Before that, though, because I don't want to spoil everything just yet, we got to go talk to Oak and get Rock Climb. So Rock Climb is our last big thing. Also, we just can't get into Mount Silver early without Oak giving us the permission. There's no way to tweak there.
Dude, that guy is standing right there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We've become one. Or something. I don't know how
Yeah.
marriage works.
It worked the same after Whitney's gym as well. Sometimes you just gotta.
You gotta. Let me just squeeze right past you there.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Something Chicago region.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, true. Yeah.
What region are we in now?
Yeah. Now we're in whatever the region is to the east of Chicago is.
The water.
Yeah, there you go.
The water
Dude,
region.
hey, that's where I'm from. That's Ohio, dude. East of Chicago.
Uh-oh. We in Ohio for real.
We're in the Ohio region.
And we're heading to the Appalachia Mountains then?
Close
I think.
enough.
Wait, are you saying that Kanto is the Ohio of the Pokemon?
It might be,
regions?
dude. It's east of Chicago.
I'm a
That's a
big enough
statement.
hater of Kanto to believe it. I think Kanto is overrated.
Yeah, where are your mountains in Ohio?
There's the whole Appalachians. Is that Ohio?
I think that's Pennsylvania.
Appalachia
it's the whole,
starts
like-
in the Carolinas and moves up to, roughly
the whole-
Pennsylvania.
I've
coast.
driven on I-80 once, and let me tell you, you get to the state line, and it's like, whoa, Pennsylvania. There are trees here.
All right. According to this map, I'm seeing there are counties in Ohio that physically contain the Appalachian Mountains. So technically, Ohio would count.
It sounds like Ohio propaganda.
Let's go. Yes. My joke worked. Yes, dude. I didn't know if the joke would work.
Wow.
I didn't know if it would hold up the scrutiny.
I've just been the fact checker this whole run.
Ohio really is as strange as
Silver
they say.
is a lot brighter than I remember.
A little bit.
Yeah, Mount Silver in Gen 4 is wild compared to the Gen 2 version.
You go outside and like in and out. You do a lot here.
Yeah, so for beating red, there's two big pieces here. One, even though I'm not using RNG Minute, I do have my date and time set to a very specific date. I am playing on January 1st, and the reason behind that is that causes the top of Mount Silver to have a very specific weather called diamond dust. And what that weather does is it's basically just not hail, which is nice because dealing with hail on red makes the fight really slow and a lot more difficult to handle just because of all that chip damage coming from flail in every which way. Also, like half of red's team knows blizzard, and blizzard is 100% accurate if it's hailing out. And because the hail is permanent, you're just going to get wailed on by blizzards for the most part. But since I'm playing on a day with no hail, blizzard will have its standard accuracy of 70%. Also, enter Shucky.
Just another reason that makes Diamond Dust the goat of weather conditions in Pokemon.
So, reason number 2 is Shucky. So, as we kind of alluded to, Gyarados gets completely owned by Pikachu. No matter what kind of defensive stuff we try to set up with it, it will not survive anything that Pikachu throws at us. So,
Completely murdered.
yeah. So, enter Shucky. So, you may be wondering, how in the world is a level 20 Shucky good enough to handle red? And the answer comes from its really bulky defenses and the move Encore. So the idea here is that I specifically lowered Shucky's HP to 35, not because
The trade.
yeah, not because like the actual like being in battle and taking damage did anything. Other than that, at 35 HP, Red's Pikachu is 1 in 16 to kill me. The max roll for Quick Attack is 35. So I'm basically all but guaranteed to survive and get Encore off. And when I get this Encore off...
You're going to bait it out and you're going to risk it not high rolling or
Right. So Once I get this Encore off Pikachu, I got backs rolled. That's really hilarious.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Once I get destroyed and have to reset,
Happened once.
That was the all but guaranteed right there. So once I get the Encore off, I have between 4 and 8 turns where Pikachu is under the effects and can only use Quick Attack, which I can reasonably survive. So I will use that first Encore turn to kill Shucky so that Gyarados can come out, and then I start setting up on Gyarados. In general, I'm going to be setting up 2x speed so that I can outspeed Pikachu because it's really fast. But then I'm also going to be setting up 1x attack so that Earthquake will kill. And then from there, I'm going to flex my setup a little bit depending on how many turns of Encore I have left. I'm basically trying to set up for either Lapras or Venusaur to come out probably in this case. I don't actually have my exact defense and
Encore
special defense, but
Encore is incredibly busted in this generation. It lasts between 4 and 8 turns, unlike currently where it only lasts 3 turns exactly. So we'll be able to see when the Encore fades. We'll get a little text box at the end of the turn. And that's basically the moment where it's like, all right, your setup is done, because you have to acknowledge the Pikachu, otherwise it will murder the Gyarados in cold blood.
yeah, so I'm going to safety heal here. If I get more heal,
Encore turns then amazing. If not,
right.
Yeah.
I got another Encore turn here,
you go.
so I'm going to shoot up with an Expedef. This should help guarantee me Lapras or Snorlax.
Yeah, so having specific stats, there goes the Encore. Having specific stats will bait in different Pokemon, because Red's going to look at like what Pokemon does the most damage here. And hopefully with the setup, get something favorable.
Yeah, Venusaur is my least favorite.
What's a level?
Okay, I got Lapras. That's
What's
sick.
the level difference between this and the glitchless category?
You're about 70 at that point.
Glitchless also has a
'cause I know that
Master Ball,
the
which
glitchless actually, it catches the Snorlax
Yeah.
Yes.
and uses Snorlax as the tank against the Pikachu instead of Shucky.
Yeah, in Glitchless, you get those extra 8 levels from all those level 20 rocket grunts that you fight in the radio tower.
So
also something important to note here is any, should I say it? I don't want to say it, man. I won't
Go
say
for
it.
it. Okay.
Any crit will ignore all of the defensive boosts received so far. It won't happen.
Surely won't.
no, definitely not.
The freeze though.
Freeze is pretty funny though.
Barely matters here.
Freeze is just content.
Immobilized by love.
I need to go to +5.
Yeah,
here.
so that was back when TTS cheered at the female Magikarp. It makes the red fight much easier.
Yeah.
Because you just have a 50% chance to get a free turn.
And blue
Like
as
on
well.
anything that you can hit by love.
That was a nice optimization there to not heal even at like 70 HP, because you're just dead to crit anyway, so you may as well just heal after the next attack hits. Really important way to play these fights. And also rewarded for it, still full HP. Probably 1 or 2 more turns of setup. That
I think
might be
I'm all
enough,
set
but
up
is it
here.
enough?
I believe
So
I'm
was
at
that +5?
+5. If I counted right, I'm
Okay.
at +5 attack, which should keep things pretty smooth from here. So everything still needs 2 turns, so I can still run into some interesting scenarios here. +6 is not enough to one-shot things, and at that point with this attack, you will start getting into heal range. So when a Pokemon is at like 25% or less, that'll proc the enemy trainer into considering healing it. So you just kind of lose out on a lot of damage. I did not Elixir Earthquake.
Ooh.
I mean, this
It
is
made me
mistake
find the
before
turn
too.
for it.
This is like fine-ish.
Crunch is a really scary move because it can drop defense. Hopefully we don't see that. So now TTS has to find a way to finagle in a heal and then an elixir. Another crunch, not good to see. There's the defense fall. This is getting a little
Yeah,
scary
there's
now.
the
Yeah,
defense
just goes for a track. Pretty smart. Gets crunched again. does so
A little bit
much.
of heal stalling. Or not
Yeah, this looks like
again.
kind of a heal loop. We might see a different move here because now that the Gyarados is in kill range of all moves, Snorlax
I hope
might not go
so.
for crunch. Or just might get immobilized.
No, it's going to keep
Come
crunching. I'm just going to get Snorlax off the field. I have a Q to do it. I'm going to do it on Venusaur.
Because it's
Could have
doing
maybe
about
gone
100.
for an X defend there because that one did 100, but that would be again a big risk. It's really hard to make these decisions sometimes.
Yeah, because if you X defend and then it crunches and gets the defense drop, it's like
it's like you did nothing.
There goes that turn.
Charizard's fine. I'm just going to heal to observe. It should Air Slash, and it shouldn't do much at all.
Yeah, you do still have the special defense, so.
Yeah, right.
So this,
Or Flare Blitz.
for
Flare Blitz does nothing?
That's fine.
Flare Blitz
Yeah.
does something.
Well, you were -1 defense.
No, neutral, I think.
Or neutral, yeah.
Yeah, I think neutral, I can't remember.
I'm minus
Two Mons
defense.
left in the back.
Oh, is this Flare Blitz recoil gonna...
Ooh,
Oh,
Interesting.
Or
And it put itself into heal range.
that's heal range. Was that Blaze? I couldn't tell that was Blaze.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that was Blaze boosted Flare Bits that got
I was
the
gonna say
kill
because
there.
that was way more damage than the first one.
Yeah, that was a
So
weird
this is what-
bit overall that it was Flare Blitzing. Yeah, we still get rid of the defense drop here, but I think I was
Yeah.
still neutral defense at the time, so... It was just because my special defense was so high that it didn't want to use Air Slash or Dragon Pulse
Air
instead.
Slash.
It wanted to just Flare Blitz. But I got a free turn with Geodude, so I can Elixir Gyarados right now.
Let's go.
Oh, nice. Okay, there's the elixir.
I can fix the problem.
How many X attacks do you still have? Do you have enough?
Oh, that might be a problem. Let's see how many I even
I know
have.
you were already a little bit low because of the lance, but I don't know if you were like
Yeah.
too low. I mean, this is still brute forceable.
yeah.
I can
nice-
still
nice
win from
intimidate,
here, and I have
so-
time on my estimate to entertain it.
Oh,
I think.
Okay, got the attract off. How much?
Air slash.
Maybe a Spadef?
Yeah, that's what I was
2x
thinking.
attacks.
I have,
Yeah, Spadef here because it's gonna go for air slash, and this way it doesn't kill. Has it?
I have 6 hyper
you can defend
still.
as well.
It should Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz is less than half at neutral.
3 defends, 2
Okay,
attacks.
it's air slashing. That's perfectly fine. So I have
yeah.
2
It's
X
'cause
attacks.
it got an intimidate. It got intimidate drop.
Yeah, the
So
intimidate.
Flare Blitz is gonna do a bit less. Yeah, welcome to Red, kids.
Yeah, this is
You
one of
have
those
five-
like you slightly
more
screw up,
heals as
things
well.
can collapse really bad. Yeah, I saw.
What's still left in the back? We still have Blastoise, and what's the last?
Blastoise and Venusaur,
Venusaur.
which
It's still Venusaur.
both
okay.
are all purely special, so that would make things a little better. They also have less accurate moves.
That's good.
There
I'm
we
just
go.
gonna-
A
Finally
little
getting
bit of luck with
mobilized
some
for
of
the
the
first
track
time in
here
a
will
while.
help.
Okay,
Oh,
that's really
good.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This might be a 3-shot though, is the problem.
Not the Zard.
Yeah,
Maybe.
no, you're right. Based on that range, that's definitely 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll want to be a little careful because that's
Outside of heal
gonna
range.
be Blaze.
Yeah,
Well,
it's Blaze.
probably still
Blaze is
not going
fine.
to go for.
If anything, Red is programmed not to use multiple heals on the same Pokemon over and over, so in this case, Charizard wouldn't heal again. It would just take
Nice.
damage
And 2
once it
immobilize.
Okay, full HP going into the last 2.
heals. Yeah, but less attack than I would like. I think I want to open with attracts on both of these. Just to
Yeah,
give myself
that would
more
be-
opportunity. Perfectly fine.
It's fine.
The problem is
Oh,
I don't have much to heal sleep, and I have 1 full restore if I get poisoned. I do have Pecha Berries though.
nice. Come on, 1 crit, Gare. Just 1 crit. 1 crit.
Oh shoot, that's
Nice. Good dodge.
Okay.
Good dodge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good dodge.
That's
Forget how many full restores Red has though, so this might just get a little
I can tell you-
I think it's
obnoxious.
just 2.
Pokemon.
I think it's 1 per mon. It's like up to 4. but I'm
I
not
think it has 4, yeah.
super familiar.
Regardless, I don't need
Red
to worry.
uses 4 full restores.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 and 1 per mon. So that should
Right.
be it for Venusaur, I think.
Yes. The only thing that can status me is Sludge Bomb on the next turn.
It's
I will
not
use this.
too big a deal, I think, if you get poisoned as well, because you still have the Petra, right?
Oh, he does still have another force.
Oh.
And I could have gotten frozen by Blizzard, I guess.
Yeah.
Full Restore probably wasn't quite the right call there. It's fine. It's still in love. I think it can double up on Mons the later it gets in the party.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It probably makes sure it has 1 full restore
Of
per
course.
mon, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly.
This is still probably fine. Okay.
Yeah, unless it's a high roll.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get Venusaur off the field here.
Nice.
There you go,
Nice.
there you go,
Okay,
there you
okay,
go.
one to go, one to go.
That'll work.
How much does Blizzard do, the +1 Spadef Gara?
I might live it. I'm not sure. I have 3 hypers though. I'm just gonna do the heal and check it out.
What? So it's what? Focus Blast, Blizzard,
Focus
Line,
Blast,
and
Blizzard, Hydro Cannon, and
Flash Cannon.
Flash Cannon, yeah.
Flash Cannon. Okay, so if the Blizzards are gone, this is really, really looking good.
It should lead Blizzard every time.
Yeah, I don't see it using anything else. That's 2. So 3 Blizzards left.
I should kill it in 3. Do I live this? 140.
I don't think
It's
so.
really close. That did 126 across 2, so that did 63 each.
Dude, you could
63
berry
average.
juice here.
I could.
Dude, I
berry
think
juice?
Warren the Hyper. Yeah, Berry Juice the Hyper might be smart.
Well, I was thinking Orin to get a flail.
Oh.
No, I don't have flail. Never mind. I don't. I got. rid
No,
of flail.
you taught
I
a
did get rid
track
of
over flail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do.
Because Hypering now kind of wastes 80
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
points
yep.
of the Hyper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's entertain
This
it.
is so
This is so
Berry
funny.
juice, get the sippies.
You're gonna get random move here, and if you get Hydro Cannon, do you kill with 2 Earthquakes?
I think I kill with 2 EQs.
Oh my god, this might work. Come on, Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon would be so good here.
Nope, still Blizzard.
Oh, okay, 4 Blizzards, 4 Blizzards. 1 left.
Do I go for it, risking potential heal? Because he still has 1 more full restore, right? I think he still has 1 more full restore.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna change anything, right? If you go for it. What if you wait until it's gonna Hydro Cannon this turn, right? Because you've stalled all the Blizzards, and now the highest damage
He's
is
in
Hydro.
Torrent.
Okay, this is fine.
Okay.
No, that won't. Please.
Stop.
Oh my god. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Oh my god.
All right.
And we're through.
Let's go.
That was so clutch.
That was more entertaining than it needed to be. Time's coming up on the second fade out here. So this is the first one. And time.
Wow.
Gee.
Nicely done, buddy.
That was
What a-
sick.
Glad we're all
What a
allowed to
crazy
breathe
red
now.
fight. Yeah. That one is that red fight is always interesting. Even if you try to like plan everything
Yeah.
out perfectly, you can still find an interesting like corner to find yourself in and have to bail yourself out.
It is very difficult top to bottom. So like for as much off the rails as that seemed, that honestly was probably a pretty average red fight, all things considered.
For a female, that was a probably rough red fight overall. For like a male, that would have probably been like perfectly average. Like with a male cart, setup can just be so bad and take so long, and then you get crit and have to try and set up all over again. It can just be a nightmare scenario.
I also want to let everyone know that we did get one person who was counting throughout the run, and they counted 46 X items used.
Hey.
I padded that count a little bit at the end there with that red death, but
Yeah, you really needed literally one more X attack, and that could have simplified the last 2 months.
a little
Yeah.
bit, but yeah, oh well.
That's just what happens when like both of the big fights go wrong. Because once you use 3 of them on Lance and 3 more on On
Yeah.
red, you kind of
Yeah.
just run out.
Yeah, I was definitely getting a little tight there. I could have stood to have a couple more X items, but yeah, that was a really good showcase overall. I was really happy with how that went. At least some fights got interesting. I know we hyped up Bugsy, we hyped up Whitney, we hyped up that fairy double, and none of them went particularly like crazy in terms of weird stuff happening. So I'm glad that we got some content out of Lance and Red there. So I'm very happy with how that showcase went overall. I want to thank GDQ for having me on, and I want to thank my couch for taking the time to show up here. This was going to be my couch because I was on the backup list for this previous SGDQ that just happened. So if they ever needed me to fill time on the schedule, this is the couch I would have brought on. So when a teacher reached out to me to come on a show and show off the wonders of HeartGold Soul Silver, it was kind of a no-brainer to just drag the same couch that I was going to have at GDQ to the Hotfix show. So I want to thank you very much for having us on today.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you submitting it. And especially like in your submission note, you were like, hey, this is a really beginner friendly category. I want to show off how you can still have exciting moments and like clutch victories like Gyarados living on 1 and 13 HP and 2 really clutch fights. And yeah, we absolutely got to see that here. So thank you so much to all of you for being here today. If you want to take the time to do your shout outs, you finished with plenty of time on your estimate. So please feel free.
I know. I want to thank all of the PSR community. PSR is a wonderful community. If you've always considered joining, now is as good a time as ever. There's always people willing to help out and point you in the right direction to get started with your speedruns. So if you're interested, there's plenty of Discord servers for all the different gens and platforms and side games and such to jump in on and join the discussion on. And I want to thank my couch once again for being here today. I just threw my hand back like they're directly behind me, but they're in my ears.
Everybody should follow TTS on Twitch. Obviously, you do plenty of awesome work, and you've put in so much, especially into the DS games. Like I can see your passion into, especially HeartGold, Soul Silver, and a lot of the Gen 5 games. So, everybody should go show TTS some love.
Can I say something real quick?
Deserving and worthy.
Go for it.
Please visit TTS's stream and ask to see the Attract fight. That's all you have to. Just the next time TTS is live, just ask to see the skill swap Whitney fight. It is required
so
viewing.
I'll need to throw it up on YouTube sometime. I've had it just in Discord servers and just showing them to people, but I'll definitely upload it on YouTube so that people can see it. So if you want to see it there, follow me on Twitch, and then from there you can find my YouTube, or it's under the same name too. So I'll definitely throw on a couple interesting Whitney fights there. But yeah, I primarily speedrun in the Gen 4 to 5 section. So if you're interested in the DS stuff, you're more than welcome to check me out there. The rest of my couch does stuff all over the place. A lot of Switch stuff, a lot of the earlier stuff, some rando stuff from time to time. I'll let you guys do your shout outs because I've been hogging the floor for so long.
No, you're all good. I think T-Pat's was to make sure to follow you. I don't know if T-Pat wants to say anything about himself.
Yeah, that's my shout out. TTS, my
Very
go.
fair.
Stick around for Mystery Dungeons. Could be hype.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. Thank you for
100%.
taking one of
Dude,
my.
right?
Thank you for taking
Hume's
one of my shout outs.
Yeah, Hume's awesome. Gonna do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool run.
Etiquette, anything you wanted to say?
No, it was just thanks TTS for having us on. This was a lot of fun. And definitely, like we've hammered it home, I think, enough. But definitely, if you are interested in running Pokemon at all, find the right Discord server. Like, go to the speedrun.com page. The correct Discord server will always be
I
linked
threw
on the game.
a series link that has links to all of the communities and Discords into the chat.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
And
Yeah.
you can, whatever questions you have, there are so many people there that are willing to answer them. There really isn't, like, everyone's going to have their preference and like their suggestion for, what game is that makes the most sense to learn first or whatever. But you really cannot pick a wrong game when it comes to learning a Pokemon speedrun. And once you've learned one, you're going to want to learn the rest. So make sure you got the time.
It is statistically likely, yes. Yeah, thanks so much again to all of you. Thank you to everyone out there watching Out of the Box, watching the Games Done Quick Hotfix. Just a few last things from me. If you'd like to get more involved and catch more amazing runs like this, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and use !Discord in Twitch chat for an invite and more information. And if you want to catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and marathons, you can head over to youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date.